Pick of the Braves in 2021 out of Southeast Missouri State. And if you put all the initials down for Southeast Missouri State and just shorten it, it's CMOST.
The one and only CMOST.
The only one on the board is CMOST. Dodge 1-0. He beat the Cardinals 4-1 on April 4th. He gave up 1 run in 6 innings, no walks. That was a key. And 3 strikeouts. Everybody's loving this kid. He was great in spring training. Fastball in the low to mid-90s with a good slider and a changeup. Let's see how he fares tonight against this good San Diego club. We're set for action. Once again, here with the play-by-play story is Ben Ingram.
Thank you so much, Joe. Final game of this series, and like you mentioned, just a huge difference in the weather tonight versus last night. Not a cloud to be seen in any direction. And lots of sunshine as it fades off down the right field line. It'll be Bogaerts, Machado, and Soto. I want to remind you that Prize Picks is the official daily fantasy sports partner of the Atlanta Braves. Make your live in-game picks now on the Prize Picks app or at prizepicks.com. Braves are fanned out in their white uniform tops, white red lettering, red numerals outlined in navy. Braves across the chest on top of the red tomahawk. They're the visiting Padres in their traveling tan uniforms, tops and pants with brown pinstripes, brown numerals, brown lettering outlined in gold, and San Diego across the chest of their uniforms. Xander Bogaerts checking in. This will be the second time in the series he's led off for Bob Melvin's Padres. And he'll get his first look at Dylan Dodd, the 24-year-old left-hander. Light breeze out towards the chop house. Dodd looks to be ready. So is Xander Bogaerts. And now for the ball game. And the first pitch is a called strike. Fastball 90 to Xander Bogaerts. 63 degrees. And folks continuing to come through the turnstiles. There's a ground ball slapped out to second. Ozzie to his left, gets leather on it, up with it, fires over to first, 1 down. Eastern time.
Coming up for the San Diego.
You're going to have to give us an update on what's happening over in Augusta here in the first inning or so, Joe.
Yeah, it's coming down the home stretch.
Looks like a pretty day over there, too.
Yeah.
Here's Manny Machado. First pitch in there, called strike to him. Dylan Dodd certainly challenged in that first outing versus the Cardinals. A 1 pitch on the way. There's a called strike. A good lineup that he saw that night, and a good lineup that he's seeing tonight versus San Diego. 0-2 on the way from the rookie. That'll be hit in the air to right field. Ronald Acuna is there. He'll open up his glove, make a one-handed catch, and 2 down here in the top of a scoreless first inning.
All right. Dodd off to a great start.
Now, you think about spring training, especially for a rookie, and you're using that as an opportunity to see big league hitters and get ready for what you might face in the regular season. And the lineup that he's facing tonight and the lineup that he faced versus St. Louis, 2 very good lineups, but hardly the best lineup that he's seen here in the last month or so. There's the pitch on the way to Juan Soto. That'll be taken low. If you remember, in spring training, the Braves had 2 exhibition games against WBC teams. One of them was against the Dominican Republic, a lineup that Dodd faced that day. Pitch will be swung on and missed by Soto. They had Machado and everybody else in the lineup that day. So that was certainly a crash course for what he's seeing his first 2 outings.
He's getting a indoctrination on some good lineups immediately.
You got that right.
1-1 pitch, and that'll miss. 2 balls and a strike. And Dylan has handled himself very well. You'd love a 1-2-3 first inning. There's the 2-1 on the way to Soto. There's a called strike. Got a fastball over.
Let's go.
That last outing against St. Louis, of course, the fastball 92-93 looked a lot harder because the changeup was so good, and he was on the attack from the second they said play ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no score. And the southpaw Dodd brings a 2-2, and that'll be sent foul down the left field line. That'll slice into the screen down there. We'll do it again with a 2-2 count.
Just slice foul down the left field line.
Dodd, a standout in baseball and football in high school. He was a running back and defensive back on the gridiron. 2-2 pitch on the way to Soto. That'll be hit on the ground to a diving Matt Olson off his glove, and that ricochets out into shallow right field. Soto digging for second. Now he throws on the brakes, puts it in reverse, and he'll be settling for a single over there with 2 down here in the first inning.
Comes running in from right field.
That will bring Nelson Cruz up to the plate.
Keep Soto at first.
A 2-out
So we
single
have
for
Nelson
Soto, and here is
coming up
Cruz.
for San Diego.
Dodd started his collegiate career playing junior college at Kankakee Community College, then went to Southeast Missouri State. Pitch on the way to Nelson Cruz. That'll be swung on and missed. Good changeup.
Nice pitch.
Cruz had a good game here in Game 2 as their DH. 3 hits, including a double.
Well, one pitch from Dodd. Swung on and missed. Went to the slider. And suddenly nothing in 2 on the veteran Cruz.
Pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Happy Easter to you, too,
Cruz,
as well,
42 years old. Dodd, 24 years old. And here they are on the same diamond. 0-2, comebacker, bounced over the mound. Gloved by Ozzie, steps on the bag with his left foot. Gets the force out of Soto. And that's it for the Padres in the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And a man left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Padres nothing.
If your lawn looks more like a desert than an oasis, then you know.
So we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. And you got the Braves due up. You're going to have Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, and Austin Riley in the hole. And that's going to be your 1, 2, 3 batters for Atlanta. So we'll see what Atlanta can do. Dodd pitched really good for those first 3 batters for San Diego. So we'll see what the Braves can do. See if we can't get on the board here. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's tuned in so far tonight. JT, Daniel, Kenneth, GB from Clan HBS. I want to give him a shout out as well, guys. Unfortunately, he couldn't go tonight. He was feeling kind of under the weather tonight. He wanted to stream, but unfortunately, he wasn't feeling really up to par. So I'm here. I'm willing to stream and bring you guys a Braves game. So here I am. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. So we're gonna see what the Braves got for San Diego tonight. Let's see if we can't get off that 2-game skid. I know the weather was pretty bad last night with the rain and the wind and the cold, and hopefully D-Train can come back from his 7-day concussion IL protocol better than ever and get back on the team and keep doing what he was doing before that unfortunate play with Odor last night at home plate. So we'll see what they got here.
Instacart. Download the Instacart app or visit.
Well, they're still on commercial break, guys, unfortunately.
Start. And the next one
Here we go.
Acuna. He gets the call on the inside corner, 1-1. A hard to transition going to this guy for Mets fans and baseball fans. He was a lifelong reliever who always wanted to start. And part of the negotiation to come here was, you're going to give me a chance to start? I'll come.
He has talked about it forever. He actually, back in 2017 with the Mets, got 18 games started, but that was pretty much it. He's to the bullpen after that.
A healthy Acuna looks at one down. It's a risk. You heard Soto joke about he's a 60-60 guy if he had my eye. And Ronald admitted, I like to swing. When I'm up there, I want to do that. He's got a good count at 3-1. On the corner, 3 balls, 2 strikes. See, he's going to say, well, that's why I'm not so patient. I got to swing at that.
Better ask for time here. Let's see if he does, just to regroup. 1 per at bat. Does not.
Payoff from Lugo. That's down, and now Acuna is on base. And you got to be careful with him. He is a absolute threat to steal with his, Ryan Snitker said, his legs underneath him again.
How about that with the conversation? That's one thing that Soto and Acuna said about Soto. He wanted to have his eyes, his selectivity at the plate. Ends up walking in his first at bat.
4 stolen bases already for Acuna. He'll try to draw some throws. He will not go. And the first pitch to Olson is outside from Lugo.
Ball 1 for Matt Olson.
Great start offensively for Olson. Striking out quite a bit, but 3 homers, 10 RBIs.
Lugo comes set.
Acuna stays put, and that one appeared to get the top of the zone, but Lugo didn't get the
Zone,
call. It's 2 balls,
call,
no strikes.
ball 2.
He needs to get that call, Coney. In order for him to be effective, fastball up, curveball to be able to call the strike, that would get a lot of swings and misses with the number 1 later on through the game.
Swung on.
Got
Big
the pitch
rip
you
by
wanted.
Matt
93 right down the middle, and he
Fouled to
just
the
fouled it
screen.
straight back.
Woo. He would have connected
Lugo
with that
can do
ball.
some
That
things with
ball
the baseball.
might
He
have
can
been
manipulate it. He can sink it, can cut it, but it's really four-seam
I hope so. They're,
curveball combination.
Kenneth,
You see the four-seamer right
I know
there.
when
A little bit
when
late.
Lugo was on the miss, we really had his
About
number.
40% of the time, a four-seamer. 32% of the time, he'll throw a curveball. On a 2-1 count, he gets that call. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That ball looked like it was down a little
Elite
low.
spin on his curveball, which
Like I
means
said,
a ton of
some
vertical
these
movement.
umps need to
Yeah, I
get
mean,
their eyes
always
checked.
had really tight spin on his curveball, among the best, either at or near the top in terms of
So
spin
Lugo
rate on
comes
the
set 2
curveball.
and 2.
Throw over
He
to
fires over
Acuna.
to first.
Get another
Check on
disengagement or throw over. And then one more, and if he's not successful, it's considered a balk, and Acuna would go to third. This season, when he's had 2 throw-overs, he's running hard. Chance for a double play here. Cronenworth. Acuna just stops, and the throw back to first is not in time from Bogarts.
Matt Olson hits into a double play, but they do not get the double play at first. Matt Olson's safe at first.
Fielder's choice for Matt Olson, and here comes the third baseman, Austin Riley. He of the 10-year, $212 million contract signed last August, the largest in Atlanta
Austin
Braves
Riley
history.
up for Atlanta. 1 out. Olson on first. Lugo comes set. Upstairs. Ball 1.
So far, a steady diet of fastballs from Lugo.
He's got to switch it up compared to what he did last outing, where he did throw almost over 45% of the time with the breaking pitch.
Lugo comes set. Little check swing.
Padres
Foul.
defense has Machado at third base. Bogarts
Strike
is
one.
at shortstop.
1-1
Hassan
to
Kim,
count.
who was tremendous at shortstop, has moved over to second
What's
base.
going
And
on, buddy?
Cronenworth now
What's going
starting his
on?
7th game at first base. He's got 2 at second. Soto, Grisham, and Jose Azocar in the
Lugo
outfield.
comes set.
Riley a big swing and a miss.
Woo! Swung on and missed. Strike
It's not
2.
98,
Big
99,
old rip.
93.
Yes,
Big
good,
old
good
rip. Big
riding
old
action
swing
too,
from
though, on
Austin
his
Riley.
four-seam
Didn't
fastball.
catch up to it. The 1 and 2 to count. Lugo looks in. Comes set. Fires. Outside.
Lugo and his
Ball
catcher
2.
Ostinola held it for a second.
So 2
Steady
and 2
diet
to
of
count.
heaters. No one's seen more fastballs with 2 strikes than Austin Riley in Major League Baseball.
Riley 6th in the MVP
Lugo
race
comes
last
set.
year. Next one, that is off the plate.
Way
by a lot.
outside. Ball 3. The full
He can
count
do
to
some things,
Austin
yeah, with
Riley.
his
1
curveball.
out.
A little bit of a harder break to that one there, more slider-like.
All 3 Braves hitters have seen at least 5 pitches.
Lugo comes set.
And Riley sky high and straight back
Sky
here.
high and straight back. We'll do it again.
That's Austin what he did during the wintertime. He said, well, we got that 1-year-old, so he and his wife were very busy. Eason, his son, named after a street. His wife went to Mississippi State. She kept passing the street sign Eason. She loved the name. They named the baby Eason. That's pulled foul down the line.
Swung on and foul
So as he
down
said,
the-
I never thought that my son would
Foul.
be named after a street sign, but
We'll do
that
it
was
again.
the
3 and 2 to
impetus
count.
for that. Those of you who are watching the golf tournament about 2 hours away from here, the Masters tournament, John Rahm, the winner of the green jacket. Phil Mickelson with a big charge in the late afternoon. He finishes in second place. And that's an
no
infield
play
hit
for
for
Manny
Austin
Machado.
Riley. Machado had no play, and Lugo
Infield
couldn't
hit
get there.
for
And now runners
Austin
at first
Riley.
and second.
It's what they call the do-or-die
No
play. It's the
barehanded
only
play from
one
Manny
Manny Machado
Machado.
had, and he's playing deep at third base, so he's coming full throttle as much as he can to try to barehand this ball. He's going to barehand it. Usually a common mistake is they look up. In this case, he kept his nose down on the baseball, but it was just no chance for him on that one.
So an early
Welcome
opportunity
in there,
for
G.
Atlanta with
Welcome
Ozzie
in.
Albies up.
So you got Ozzy Albies.
Slow start offensively
for
for
Atlanta.
Albies, who stands 5'8", 165.
Only one
He's
out, runners on
26
first
years
and
young.
second.
There's that breaking
In there,
ball from Lugo in there
curveball,
for strike one.
Lower outside corner, called for a strike. Lugo shakes off that pitch. He's got 5 seconds to make a pitch. 3,
2 seconds
2,
on the pitch clock, and he fires another breaking ball back-to-back. Good
breaking
curveballs.
ball, curveball.
Right
in
to
there
the
for
end on the
strike
pitch
2.
timer right there.
Pitch timer was down to 2 seconds.
This is where pitchers
guys.
are running into trouble. If the catcher has the pitch com and you're shaking him off, then you're up against it a little bit.
Goes with it again, and Albies, who didn't
And
swing in the
goes
first
again with
two,
it.
waves at that
Swung
one,
on
and he is
missed,
struck out.
Strike 3. Ozzy Albies goes down with a strikeout.
All of a sudden, it's like he remembered, like, oh yeah, that pitch.
Well, why go away from it?
Sure.
Especially the left-handed batters, the curveball to lefties is devastating. And when you look at the average major league curveball, both in terms of spin and break, puts Seth Lugo in an elite category, 36% more and 9 inches more drop than average.
Sean Murphy hits this one hard into the ground, and they flip to second for the out as Bogarts hits Kim. We'll talk more about Murphy, one of the new additions to the Atlanta Braves, when we come back. We're through one.
They are going to go to a commercial break. No score. We go to the top of the second. San Diego will be coming out, and Braves will be taken back to the field. So thank you guys for tuning in so far. I've got 3 likes, and I got 6 of y'all in here. Please remember, please hit that like button, guys. It's absolutely free to hit the like button. I'm also going to put the chat up. I am slacking at the game. I'm slacking at this. All right, there we go, guys. I put the chat poll up. I'm sorry. I should have put it up when I first started the stream, but I was trying to get everything up and running for y'all. So there we go. Yeah, it's been a long weekend, guys. Unfortunately, I was not here last night. I went out last night and had a good time. Came back today, and here I am streaming. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. Please remember, please hit those likes. And if you're new to the channel, please remember, hit that subscribe button, guys. It's absolutely free. Also hit the notification bell, so the next time the next piece of content, whether it's a short, long form video, or even a stream, you guys will get the notification in your guys' feed. So thank you. So they're going to be coming off a commercial break here momentarily. So we'll wait. We'll wait for the commercial breaks to come off a break. So we'll see what happens here. All right, here we go.
Machado claimed he called timeout with 8 seconds left. There was some dispute about that. As Jake Cronenworth steps in against Dodd, looks at ball 1. In fact, Garrett Cole was really good. I mean, you could see he and Trevino that night were not on the same page with regards to pitch comm, as Cronenworth fouls that down the third baseline. And you could almost see the whole thing, and you were there. You could see it unfolding. They're not on the same page. Time's running out, and rather than call time or send him out, they just had that expire on him. Next one at Cronenworth, and this one is lifted deep to right field. Back goes Acuna. He watches it off the base of the wall. Fielded cleanly. Strong throw to second. Not in time.
Almost.
What an arm by Acuna, and good hustle by Cronenworth, and a leadoff double.
That's a heck of a throw by Ronald Acuna Jr. And he barehands it on one hop off the fence as well. And one thing that he's able to do, and there's so much respect for his arm, Players get out of the box as they should in a hurry when they think two and it's hit to right field.
An absolute bullet off the bat of Cronenworth, too. With his new contract, looks to settle in off of a bit of an off year last year.
So here is Kim, last year's shortstop. He swings at the first one, this one to the gap, and that's going to get down off the wall. That's going to bring Cronenworth in from second. Back-to-back doubles. 1-0 Padres.
Oh, Padres on a Hong Kim out to left center. San Diego
Caught
scores
that, not
any
wasting
run.
any time
San Diego
whatsoever
Padres lead it 1-0.
for Kim. You see that slider, the spin. Kim, a very good off-speed hitter. Coming from the KBO, did not see a lot of velocity. That's why he struggles on high velo. But off-speed pitches up like that, didn't miss that one.
Yeah, word's out that Dodd throws strikes. So
Yeah, get him early.
Padres are swinging it.
And yeah, there's Nola swinging at the first
Swung
one
on
at
and
90
missed
miles an
strike
hour. That's
one.
in there for a strike. Asked Matt Olson
Welcome
about
in,
Dylan
everybody.
Dodd,
Welcome
and
in.
he said, you know, he loves to compete. I said, well, don't they all? And he said, well, you can tell when you're standing there.
0-1 to count.
Some guys
God comes set.
are a little different, and he loves what he's seen out of
Outside,
Dodd
ball
so
one.
far, and certainly in spring training.
1-1 to count.
Yeah, that's what Brian Snitker said about Dodd that impressed him. When he does give up a couple of rockets like he just did, that he goes right back in the strike zone.
Yeah.
He doesn't get afraid of contact.
Fifth season for
Swung on
the
and
catcher,
fouled out of play.
Austin Nola.
Strike two. So 1-2 to count to
That's a pitch Nola
Austin
wants
Nola.
back to. Pitch out over the
Padres
plate,
catcher.
one that he could drive to right center field and move Kim over, and also try to trade places with him, especially with Grisham, the lefty on deck.
Of course, he and his brother Aaron met last year in the postseason. Pitcher for the Phillies.
outside.
Dodd misses away.
Ball
Not
two.
heavily recruited out of high school, Dodd ended up at Southeast Missouri State. So in his first start against St. Louis, had a whole bunch of family and friends there and was outstanding.
Swung and out of
Gets
play.
in on him and he fouls it back.
Foul ball. We'll do it again. 2-2 to count.
Ian Anderson was the last Braves pitcher to win his first 2 starts. But Dodd will try to do that. He did not face a lefty at all against the Cardinals, and this one is also fouled off down the first base side.
Fouled off, and we'll do it again.
Looks like he slowed down that delivery to throw that last one right there.
He took a little off of that slider. He's predominantly a 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball slider, even though his slider kind of has some change-up characteristics to it. He can kind of take a seat, almost back up a little bit.
The 2-2. Nope.
Inside.
3-2 back-to-back doubles to start this
3 and
inning.
2.
Cronenworth and then
Full
Hassan
count.
Kim. And it's 1-0 in favor of San Diego, trying to make it 3 of 4.
3-2 to count.
Eighth
Dodd
pitch
comes
coming,
set.
and that ball is
Swung
laced
on.
to left.
Hit high
Rosario now
and
takes a
deep.
few steps back, stops. Kim is at second
shot of
and
the
will
warning
not
track.
tag.
And Rosario fires it back in. Out number 1.
How about this? Home run in 13 out of the 30 ballparks. 104 miles per hour. Add the .3 to it with a 20-degree launch angle. Just wrong ballpark, but still was productive driving in that first run of the game.
And here comes Trent Grisham, who
Trent
really
Grisham
shined
comes up
last
to
year in
bat
the
for San
postseason
Diego.
defensively. First pitch is outside.
Ball
Think
1.
about what they have up the middle now with Bogarts, Kim at second, and Grisham in center. And the emphasis on athleticism now.
Grisham due for a bounce back, too. I mean, his offensive numbers last year were clearly below his
Dodd
value,
comes
what
set.
he normally can do.
Swung on and fouled out of play. Strike
But then he
1.
showed up in the postseason big time,
1-1
did he
to
not?
count.
Yeah, that was closer to where he should be. Certainly a Gold Glove caliber defender.
And he won a Gold Glove, 17 outs above average last year.
Dodd comes set. Way inside.
Almost got his left arm into that pitch.
Almost
Then he
got Trent
pulled it
Grisham
back.
on
Looks like he's
on the arm.
having a conversation with the home plate umpire about it.
So 2-1 to count.
Three home runs in the postseason last year for this guy Grisham in the next pitch.
So Doc comes set. That should have been the upper strike zone. It should have been called strike. That hit the telemetry box, but did not get the call for
at least
ball
up.
three.
Right? I mean, you know, as a pitcher now, I'm getting the ones down. It's the up ones.
He took a nasty hit from Odor last night at home plate.
High fly, Acuna.
Hot fly. Right
looks at the wall and now on the track, settles underneath it. Kim will tag and go to third base. A long fly ball.
Hung Sung Kim over
travel 367 feet. The second out.
Pretty good swings up and down the order. First time through. A couple of wall bangers and a couple of just misses.
Getting back to what you were saying, D-Train took a nasty hit.
The 9-hitter is Jose Azocar. He's the right fielder
in the game, and
pinch hit last night in the 8th inning for Matt Carpenter.
And now D-Train's on a 7-day.
He's got a hit in 4 of his last 5 games with a double and an RBI. He swings at the first one. Acuna is drifting a little to his left. And he's under it. Nearly 3 warning track shots. Padres draw first blood. They're up 1-0. We're going to the bottom of the second on Sunday.
All right, they're going to a commercial break, guys. We are going to stay live. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that popped in and to check out the stream. Thank you so much, guys, for all the attention on the stream. I want to say thank you. If you're new to the channel, if you like what you see and what you hear, please hit that like. It's absolutely free to hit that like button. The more likes I get, the more active in the chat you are. Don't be afraid to chat. Talk about your favorite team. There's no team that does not get favored. But yes, we're all Braves fans here. So, but don't let that scare you. If you're new to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe. Also, when you do, hit the notification bell. You will get the notification in your feed the next time I do go live, or I present a long form video or a short video. You will get it in your feed, so that way you guys can stay up to date with the channel. Thank you guys so much. That's right, Daniel. Let's go Braves. Let's get the chops going, guys. Let's get the chops going in the chat. You guys know what to do. Let's get those chops going. Let's send the boys some love. We need to get on the board. We need to give Dodge some insurance runs. All right, they're still going to be on a commercial break. Some of these commercials don't take as long, and then others, they take over 2-3 minutes. So, gotta love commercials, guys. Gotta love commercials.
He's a Padre from 91 to 93, Braves 93 to
we got
97.
Eddie
I wonder
Rosario.
where Ted Abansky is right now.
Coming in for Atlanta. Let's go.
Finding a fitted baseball cap.
Can't help but think
Tom
about it.
Amansky.
Every time you see Crime Dog, you got to think about that.
Yeah, Tom Amansky.
Yeah, Tom.
Big ESPN late night spot, Tom Amansky's baseball drills.
Very late.
All right, here is Eddie Rosario. Yeah, boy, it looked like he found that breaking pitch last inning against Albee, so now he's
come on now.
He's certainly featuring a steady diet of it to left-handers. What's up? Rosario, Ozuna, and Orlando Arcia,
So
the
1 and 2 to
shortstop.
count to Eddie Rosario. Lugo comes set. Swung on and missed.
That's the MO right there. The curveball, same release point. As a hitter, you see it, and it's hard to lay off the number one
So
when
Eddie
you
goes
can
down
land
in the
the
strikeout.
curveball that starts from the same angle. See it so big, you're like, okay, I have to take my time. And then when I recognize it, it's a little too late. You've already committed. And the bat path, completely under.
So Lugo comes set. Downstairs, ball one.
That's why they say curveballs and four-seamers go together. Because the spin is similar. The spin mirroring effect that you can get on the combination of those two pitches works. Conversely, sinker and sliders, similar, go together.
1-0 to Ozuna, swing and a miss.
Swung on and missed. Strike one.
Down there with a couple with Kevin Seitzer and the other assistant hitting coach. Seitzer, the hitting coach for the Braves. One of the things, Eduardo, they said about Ozuna, watch that front left hip. Sometimes flies open. And they're really working on that.
Strike two.
Working on it a lot. Another thing is noticing everything. I believe he starts a little too late as well. It's a conversation we also had today with him.
Behind 1-2, that's way outside.
Way outside in the dirt. So 2-2 to count to Marcelo.
See how he pounds on that left leg, saying stay closed, stay closed. The last thing you want to do when you're up in the box right now is to think. You start overthinking. Next thing you know, that ball at 93, 94 goes right by you.
So Lugo comes set. Outside, ball three.
What does it say about Seth Lugo, who over the course of his 7-year career always wanted to start, never really complained, became a very effective reliever for the Mets. The breaking pitch misses inside.
Ball four to the bum.
It says a lot.
But a one-out walk.
He's been very vocal about wanting to be a starting pitcher in the big leagues for a long time.
The Padres are going to give him that chance. Next week, Sunday night, we will be in Sunday night countdown.
We got Orlando Arcia coming in for Atlanta.
Arcia swings the first one, and that's foul.
And Arcia swung on and hit out of play.
Story with the Braves going into spring training. Vaughn Grissom worked with Ron Washington a lot over the winter. They figured it's probably going to be his job, but Orlando Arcia outplayed everybody, and it was determined that the two kids that they have were not really ready yet. And here's Machado. He'll go to Kim to first, not in time.
All right, they
so
get
Arcia's been there. His bat has been a nice surprise to start the season.
It really has. And one thing that Orlando has been known for is clutch situations. He came up clutch in game one of this series. And he focuses a lot more when he was with Milwaukee. That's the guy you wanted to play it, especially in the postseason.
So we got Sam Hilliard.
And here is Sam Hilliard. He'll play center field. Well, Harris is dealing with a leg injury. They said if it was the postseason, he probably would be playing, but he's a guy that plays so hard in center field. We're not going to take any chances, need him to be 100%. So Hilliard gets to start in center field.
Ball two. So both pitches to Sam Hilliard.
So the Rockies in 2019.
So ball two.
And he was kind of rolling along and then struggled during the 2020 COVID year.
2 outs.
His dad passed away from ALS in 2021. But from an analytics perspective, Coney, Baseball Savant loves a lot of the metrics. 97% percentile, I should say, on exit velocity. 85th percentile sprint speed. 89th percentile and other. All those categories, even though the numbers haven't been there, he checks a lot of those boxes.
Did not swing at that.
Especially with all the rules changes this year that puts a premium on athleticism. So when you light up those metrics that you just mentioned, you're going to get another shot.
3 balls and a strike to Hilliard. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Guy playing right field for the Yankees today. Got another shot. Franchi Cordero.
Yes.
Because he can light up the exit velocity. He can run a little bit. So he's always going to get another chance.
So now
making the most of it so far.
So Coney, Snicker says he's like a pitcher with great stuff. You're kind of channeling it all. He swings and misses at that one, though. And Lugo picks up his 3rd strikeout of the.
All right, so San Diego still leads the game, 1-0 over the Atlanta Braves. Oh, my goodness. I don't know why Sam Hilliard didn't swing at the first pitch when he was at 3-0 count. I don't get it. But, oh, well, my opinion. It's my opinion, I guess. But, oh, well, we'll see what happens, guys. The game is still early. So, Please remember, guys, if you just now tuning in, please hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell. Oh, my daughters are arguing in the background. Sorry for that. I don't know what's going. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be I'll be heading back to work here in the next couple days. I've got to get in the time schedule of waking up early and going to bed early. And I mean really early. And I got to be up at the crack of dawn. I mean like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So that comes early. So yes, the old Mav is heading back to the old rock quarry. Heading back to the old rock quarry, buddy. So yeah, we're gonna get back in the tune of things and get some money rolling in. So all right, looks like here they're gonna come back from a commercial break here. So here we go.
At bats right away.
So you're going up against a pitcher tonight you guys haven't seen, Dylan Dodd. What's the adjustment you're seeing your hitters make?
Yeah, you see it a lot, and first time around, sometimes your swings aren't great. Trying to see some pitches and give feedback to the other guys. So that's kind of where we are right now. Nice to get a run in the second inning.
Thanks.
Back to you. Xander Bogaerts swung on and it hit a base
Buster,
hit
and the adjustment seems to be swing early against Dodge. Xander Bogaerts just rifled a shot past the shortstop, so he's aboard. Second consecutive inning.
So we got Manny Machado coming in for Atlanta.
Bogaerts has been killing off speed pitches so far this season, and that was a slider.
The Dodge for Atlanta.
Manny swings at the first one. Acuna's going to have to come hard. Here he comes. Oh, what a catch by Ronald Acuna. No, but dropped it.
Oh, no
and
catch
it's a fair ball, I believe.
Fair
so
ball.
going to third base is Bogaerts. Everybody froze there. It looked like he had it in fair territory, and then he lost it. And as a result, going to third, a good hustle is Bogaerts.
Great heads-up baseball, base running by Xander Bogaerts. He was on the way right here. He turns his body to see the play in the outfield. He notices it's on the ground. Acuna does not get up, stays on his knees, and that's when Bogaerts knows there's no way, even with a great arm, that he can throw him out from his knees, and he takes that extra base.
Oh, man.
Watch him right here.
Acuna
Takes a look.
had it too.
There, he's his own base running coach.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
Huge opportunity now for Soto with first and third. Swings at the first one. Then he misses.
Soto swung on
6 of the last 7 have now swung at the first pitch against Dodge. So they're on to something.
Yes, they see that the kid's throwing the ball over the plate. They narrow it down to 2 pitches, too.
Looked like that got off the heel of the glove of Acuna. And he looks at that replay with you, Eddie, before the game, he'd probably say, should have caught it.
He probably does. Probably would say that, but he's coming full speed in to try to make that catch.
At this point, his body is blocking Bogaerts from seeing where the baseball is.
The dog comes set. 0-2 to count.
0-2 to Soto.
Swung on and popped up.
On the infield.
On the infield.
Garcia, the shortstop, calls it. Soto will be frustrated not getting a runner in from third base.
And I think in the background you could hear him yell.
Yes.
Not happy with that at-bat. Just a little bit out of control, and not the Soto that we were accustomed to seeing with the National. Watch how he falls back. Really upset at himself. That's a ball usually we see Juan Soto handle really well.
So Nelson Cruz comes up to bat for San Diego. Outside,
Ball 1 and
ball
Nelson
1.
Cruz. Single by Bogarts, a single by Machado. We'll talk with Manny next half inning. He'll be wearing the microphone, which means you at home, using the hashtag AskSNB on Twitter, could ask Manny Machado a question.
Set. Swung on and
Straight
foul
back
to
from
the
Nelson
screen.
Cruz, who got the day off yesterday.
He's one pitch away from getting out of this inning with the ground ball. Nelson Cruz not the fastest getting down the line. Manny Machado, a very good base runner, and he can steal a base. Got to keep an eye on him.
Again, plenty of room between first and second. Albies shaded up the middle. That ball is ripped, and Nelson Cruz has left the building.
Gone. Nelson
a 3-run home run from the 42-year-old designated hitter.
Padres now lead it 4-0.
Left one up.
Coney,
that ball got out of here in a hurry. You see the speed right there in the distance far enough.
Wow.
Can't make a mistake like that to the boomstick.
Still got some bat speed, over 108 miles an hour.
Remember the 2 pitches he saw in the first at-bat, the sliders he was out in front of? This is why Nelson Cruz is so good, and he continues to do damage. So smart.
Oh, my goodness.
Understanding what Dodd did to him in the first at-bat did not allow him to do it in the second.
The Dodd comes set to Cronenworth.
Nelson Cruz, 3-run shot. Padres
Outside,
4, Braves
ball 1.
nothing.
Pretty good DH tandem this Padres team has with Carpenter from the left side and Cruz from the right.
All the mega contracts that they have signed, those 2 guys are huge.
Strike 1. For 1-1 to count.
And again, when Tatis comes back, the lineup just stretches a little longer. Cruz had 3 hits on Friday, and then he got Saturday off. Here he comes back and blasts another home run.
He's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored.
As our crack statistician researcher Sarah Langs points out, for that guy, Nelson Cruz, at 42 years, 282 days old, Cruz is the 2nd oldest player in Padres history with a homer,
2-2 to
behind Ricky Henderson by 1 day, who homered on his 42nd year and 283rd day.
Comes set.
Strikes out.
And missed. Strike 3. Jake Cronenworth goes down.
Pretty good company to keep when you're talking Ricky Henderson.
Out number 2.
Really good company.
You want to go down a rabbit hole? Just look at Ricky Henderson's numbers and compare him to any other leadoff hitter in the history of the game.
There is no comparison.
Unbelievable numbers.
Downstairs.
Go to baseballreference.com and just go down that rabbit hole.
Kim.
Look at Ricky's numbers.
Sounds like a pitcher going down a dark place.
The rally going for San Diego.
Kim did not swing at the first pitch. Does Dodd have to make an adjustment once he sees all these hitters swinging at first pitch?
Yeah, he should, absolutely. The problem is he's kind of narrowed his repertoire just to 2 pitches. So the breaking balls that he's tried on the first pitch to get over have kind of just spun in there, and they've still been hit hard or had good swings at. So there's nowhere to go for him to kind of get a strike or to change the eye level. That's why most starting pitchers, they talk about you need that 3rd pitch. That changeup would serve Dodd well. If he can get something to fade away from right-handed batters.
3-1 pitch to Kim. That's way outside. Not even close. That's ball 4 to Hassan Kim. So struggling tonight relative to his first start is Dylan Dodd.
Welcome in, Tanya. Welcome in. We're trying to win a ball game.
And that will lead to a meeting on the mound.
So the pitching coach Krenitz comes out for Atlanta to talk
the
to
MLB Ballpark app. Complete your next visit to your favorite ballpark. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app
right now
today.
The Atlanta Braves are down 4-0 right
Xander
now.
Bogaerts led off with a hard single.
Of
Machado off the glove of Acuna for a single. Soto popped out, and then Nelson Cruz, the boomstick, delivered a shot to left field, a 3-run home run. And as a result, all smiles on San Diego's side, up 4-0.
So, all right, here
put
we
your
go.
mind at ease. I mean, Soto was pretty pretty hot after his at bat. Now all of a sudden they got a 4-run lead. He's smiling next to Nelson Cruz.
Not bad when your Dominican Republic general manager actually picks you up with a 3-run homer. Nelson Cruz, general manager for Team Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic.
The dog comes set. Swung on and hit up out of play. Strike 2. So 0-2 to count. Runner on first.
Situation here where Dodd's going to have to try to get through some more batters, some more innings.
53rd pitch of the night for Dodd, and that one sails really high. For as pinpoint of control as he had in game 1, it's quite clear the ball 4 to Kim was way outside. That was another one that was a non-competitive pitch at 0-2.
So many good swings and hard contact that before it's kind of get you out of the strike zone as a pitcher. He kind of get scared out of the zone a bit.
And on the other side, your Seth Lugo kind of didn't have exactly what you wanted in the first inning. You figured it out. Now you got a 4-0 lead. Changes his whole mindset.
Downstairs, ball 2. So 2-2 to count.
Truist Park, which is usually loud, is very quiet right now.
Dylan Dodd with 22 pitches this inning. Check swing, foul. We'll do it again, 2-2.
Of course, Max Fried is out with an injury for the Atlanta Braves. Padres are getting Joe Musgrove back soon. They don't have Suarez, who was a dominant reliever last year, with some elbow inflammation, and he's just not responding. Hasn't shown any tears or anything, but it's just not responding the way that they want it to.
Murphy
so he
sets up inside, and Dodd throws it outside.
No Josh Hader, no Garcia available tonight either for the Padres. So how they close the game, they have a lead, is a question going into it. He only hit 3 balls once his first time up. No skies this one.
Behind second
and Albee
base.
says it's his with 2 down. He puts it into his glove, and look out, almost popped out.
It almost popped out of.
It'll be the top of the order.
Glove there, but he makes the play without number 3. But not without the damage being dealt by Nelson Cruz with a 3-run blast to left center. So the Padres lead it 4-0. So if you guys just tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Mav. Please remember, please hit those likes, guys. The more likes I get, the more my channel gets pushed. And also, you guys can hit the chat poll as well. You guys can interact with that. If you yet subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Absolutely free to join the channel. And also, when you do, make sure you hit the notification bell. Once you do hit the notification bell, you will get all live streams, long form content and short form content put on your feed, and you guys will be up to date knowing when the channel does come out with more content. So thank you guys. So hopefully how your guys' weekend going. Did you guys get a lot of candy? You guys eating good? You guys eat good this weekend? Let me know in the chat. Oh, me. I wish the Braves could come back being down 4 runs and beating these San Diego Padres and send them back out west. And then we can get off this 2-game skid that we're on right now. And hopefully we can come back and make it a ball game. Because this is depressing. Absolutely depressing.
now a gorgeous night for baseball. Manny Machado, the third baseman, wearing the microphone and the earpiece as he gets set. Be careful for Acuna. The first pitch misses. Manny, I asked Austin Riley about what it's like to play on his team. He said it's a dream come true. What's it like for you to be on your team?
Oh man, it's great. I mean, playing San Diego, the only team in town with the group that we have, the special things we did last year, you know, coming in this year with the group that we have this year, I think it's going to be special. It's going to be a fun year.
Now you got a fast runner here. You got Acuna up. What's your thinking here with him at the plate?
I mean, if he turns on one, you got to get ready. Right there, base hit.
Up the middle,
and
base
the whole
hit.
world has changed with all the rules now. Ground balls are now exciting. It used to be a ground ball was an out. Now every time the ball's put in play, you don't know what's going to happen. Does it feel that way as a player?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of holes out there. If you just put the ball in play, you're going to see a lot of athleticism coming out of us players.
All right, so let's stick there. What's your take on the rules? You like, you don't like?
I mean, I like getting home at a quick time. I don't mind that, getting home in 2 hours. We played a two hour and three minute game the other day, which is pretty nice.
Matt Olson.
But on my side of things, being in the league for 11 years, trying to get used to, you know, slowing down the game and my game, how I play it, it's been kind of tough, kind of making that adjustment with just having, you know, 30 seconds and then 15 seconds in between and then 20. So it's been a tough adjustment, you know, something that we got to get used to and, you know, work at it, but it's not too bad.
Here's Matt Olson with Acuna leading off at first, a 2-0 count to the big first baseman. In the next pitch, that's a curveball that misses. Well, you open the door. What do you do when you go home, Manny, at night after a game?
Matt Olson.
Just relax, get worked on my body, eat some dinner, relax, watch some TV with the wife and the fam, and just enjoy the night.
Binge watching anything?
Right now, we got a couple shows in mind that we just finished one. So we got to find a new show, so we need some recommendations. I like watching shows that have multiple seasons.
Yes.
Nobody out.
Walk to Olson, 2 on. Quick question from a fan here, Manny. Who was your baseball idol growing up, and who inspired you to become a baseball player?
Oh, man. Growing up, I always looked up to A-Rod. You know, looked up to A-Rod, looked up to Jeter, looked up to Griffey with the swag. You know, Griffey, as a player, you know, you're looking at him and you just see the tremendous plays he used to do out there in center field, the swag he used to bring out. So I love the swag that he always brought. So he was a person that I always looked up to. And then obviously A-Rod because he plays short.
Didn't your uncle?
And my uncle. Obviously the big impact of me and playing this game was always having my uncle.
Yeah.
Manny, right now, runners first and second, no outs. Take me through what you're thinking at third.
I mean, we're trying to get double play here, but this is a tough guy right here at the plate. I mean, he could drive something if you leave it over the plate. So, you see right there, you just missed that. He just missed that.
You have a lot of respect for Austin Riley, don't you?
Oh yeah, man. I saw him his first year when he came up, and you know, seeing how he's turned into a all-star, superstar in this game. You know, defensively, offensively, obviously we all know what he can do, but even defensively, man, he's turning into a Gold Glover.
Man, a lot of fans in San Diego want to know because they already know over there. Now nationally, people want to know about your cologne. What do you wear and why do you wear it on the field before the game, man?
Hey, I'm wearing Louis Vuitton right now. Every year I change, you know, so it just depends on the year. So if one guy hits in it, I stick with it. If some don't got hits, you switch it out to another one. So I'm thinking about switching mine out right now, actually, so I got to find a new one.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Riley. On the ground, maybe a double play ball. Bogarts, Kim first, yes.
Double play.
Hey. Gotta be careful with this guy right here.
Speaking up with that base hit you got there, did you think Ronald was going to catch yours?
Of course I knew this guy was going to catch. This guy just stood out there. He almost did. I thought it was an easy base hit. He comes up there diving, trying to catch my ball. You see? He said he almost hit the tip of his glove.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's doing out there, you see the catch he made the other day, that throw he almost got out Cronenworth in the second inning. You're talking about this is the, you know, speaking about Griffey earlier, I mean, this is the closest comparison we got to a player like that.
Acuna. He's off third. Here's Albies. We got another question from a fan. We'll see what Albies does in this 1-0 pitch.
All right, guys. I don't know what's going on with the.
All right, so the question is, Manny, it's Easter, so what is your go-to candy?
Go-to candy? Skittles.
Yeah. Skittles?
Skittles.
So cologne, Skittles, binge-watching TV.
Yep.
We're learning a lot.
That's it right there. That's my night. Check him, check him. That's my good night right there. And a slushy machine? I don't got one at home, but that's my next one.
To count to Ozzy Albies.
Which flavor slushy?
I like doing red and blue. You got to mix them up sometimes.
Just a regular dude, right? Put these guys on a pedestal. Superstars, multi-million-dollar deals. It's the simple things in life.
Shaded way off the bag at third is Manny for Albies on a 3-1. They got him with curveballs his first time up, and there's another one.
Swung on.
He fouled that back.
Manny, what's it been like to have Bogarts at short? I know you're a great shortstop. I know you could probably play shortstop right now. You had Fernando Tatis Jr. who could play shortstop too. You guys got a team full of shortstops.
I mean, we got 4 infielders right now on the field that can all play short, which is pretty. I mean, you don't see that a lot.
Yeah, for some reason the interactive is down again.
3-2. Yeah, good wood. That one is hit fairly well, but it's going to stay in the park, and now it's underneath Christian, and he makes the play. Manny, thanks for letting us into your life a little bit, buddy. We appreciate it.
You guys have a good one. Thank you.
So Padres still lead at 4-0. We go to the top of the 4th. Okay. All right. Yep. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. All right, here we go. And it's behind, so.
Wins and points record.
All right, here we go.
To get the win thing down as this ball is hard off the bat of Trent Grisham. And that one is gone.
Trent Grisham with a solo shot from
his first one.
Field.
And the Padres
now lead at 5-0.
continue to attack Dodd with that first pitch, and they have capitalized in a major way. Trent Grisham, second time he hits the ball hard. First time he's able to be rewarded for it.
Oh my goodness, this is depressing.
Last time fly ball to right field. This one he did not miss. Barrel.
424 feet.
So
now he and Cruz with the long balls.
First pitch in there from Dodd is a strike.
That was really the second fastball that's been hit. Machado hit a fastball off the glove of Acuna. Other than that, it's been All sliders that have been hit.
Swung on and missed.
Got a rare changeup in there at 82 miles an hour.
Strike 2.
This Padres lineup is set. He's your center fielder. Tatis Jr. is going to slide right into right field.
Set.
Everybody knows their spot.
In there for a no-looker, strike 3.
Not only on the field, but in the lineup.
Zokar strikes out looking.
Strikeout for Dodd of the game.
That's complete balance right there. Finishes strong. Falls over towards the plate side. And a no-doubter.
Of course, it's chocolate.
You mentioned Matt Carpenter's on this team. Cruz, the other DH.
Chocolate is a no-brainer.
Back. You mentioned Grisham.
Dodd comes set.
Like to have a bounce back here offensively. Just spin it to the top. And at least tonight you got Bogarts up there. He's likely going to be the cleanup guy.
The thing about Bogarts is people were surprised by his contract, how big it was, how long it was. He's 30 years old. This guy's been a great player.
11 years, $280 million after playing 10 years with the Red Sox.
So 2-1 to count.
For a long time, was really the face of that team. Beaten on the ground to the shortstop, Arcia.
Arcia over to first for out number 2.
Peter Seidler, of course, the owner of Suarez, who's hurt, gets 5 for 46. That's a fair ball down the line. And rounding, here's that throw from Acuna. And out at second base, Manny Machado.
Got Manny Machado
at
second base with Acuna with
Force
the right
Acuna to throw you out. He did. A seeing
nice
hit
play,
right there.
Acuna.
He forced him. Ronald Acuna Jr. accurate with the throw. Perfectly done. Orlando Arcia with the tag.
All right, guys, we go to the bottom of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Braves are down by 5. Let's see what they got. We'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. They're coming back from a commercial break here.
It's just, you know what, it's peeling off layers, becoming a big leaguer. He's making some pitches, catching too much of the plate. This is a really dangerous team. They're not finished products when we bring him up here. We really like what we got in Dylan. Everything about him, he's learning to pitch up here pretty much is what's going on.
Stan, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you. All right, Buster, thank you very much. Sean Murphy, Eddie Rosario, Marcelo Ozuna due up for the Braves in a 5-0 hole here in the bottom of the fourth. We just go back to what Manny Machado said. You asked him about cologne. I mean, there's got to be people out there who are watching thinking like, so they wear cologne. Why would you do that?
Well, I'll tell you this. The first guy that...
As Murphy grounds one to Bogarts. And an easy play.
I mean, that put on cologne to the point that of it being excessive was Carlos Baerga. In winter ball, all through the major league seasons, this guy would put on his cologne and you could smell him around the bases. He's like, "You like how I smell? I like for you to whiff me because that means that I'm getting on base, not only at first, at second." And a lot of the Latino players do the same thing. And
Eddie Rosario's
down
up for
tradition,
Atlanta.
the whole thing. So did not surprise me that Manny's wearing his cologne.
With a 5-run lead. Swung on.
Center field, Grisham
Center
right
field
there.
To Trent Grisham.
Another first pitch
Out
swing, that
2.
time by Rosario to fly out.
2 out. Oh my goodness.
Pneumonia used to be a bad thing on a major league bench. You need some more fiber in your diet. Now it's a good thing.
Now it's a good thing. How cool was it though that Manny Machado got driven
that was low and away
on a home run by his
corner, he calls it a strike.
general manager of the team, the Dominican Republic?
Had to be a first, right? I mean, it has to be.
Oh yeah.
Downstairs, ball 1. So 1-1 to count to Marcell Ozuna.
Was that like a thing, cologne in their clubhouse for you guys when you were playing?
No.
No?
Definitely not.
You never had a teammate that used to spray it on right before going out there?
Breaking pitch.
I can't say that I remember that.
So
No.
1 and 2 to count.
Never the you have to smell good to play good. If you notice, I said it with an accent, so I guess not.
So Seth Lugo comes set. Downstairs in the dirt. Ball 2.
I think Roger Clemens used to have like red hot, right, Coney? I mean, all the infielders could smell it from their positions.
That's a different thing there.
That wasn't designed to smell good.
No.
Another
icy hot, wasn't it?
Another
open up your nostrils, that's for sure.
Ball.
2-2.
Yep.
Shot to right into the corner.
Off the right. Off the wall.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. By a foot.
Were you a superstitious guy, Coney?
I was not until later in my career when I went through a long losing streak. And then I was willing to try anything at that point. You get desperate.
Probably would have been a double.
I hated to be out. I remember Adam Wainwright in his
foul ball. We'll do it again.
warm-up conversation we had with him last year on Sunday Night Baseball.
We
talked
cannot,
about get a routine, but don't become a slave to a routine. So you feel like you have to do the same thing over and over.
On Max Fried
that was my
yet,
philosophy. I didn't want to have to have a burden of am I wearing the right socks?
So. Lugo comes set.
So what were they when you went late in your career? What did you do?
I got some puka shells for a necklace that I put on.
Turk Wendell?
Like almost like Turk Wendell's were more shark teeth, I think.
I think they were, yeah.
The puka shells are kind of the Hawaiian good luck charm. And my first roommate was from Maui in the minor leagues.
Downstairs
Tony
in the
Ferrero.
Dirt, ball 3.
Turned me onto the puka shells.
You also went with the Sopranos theme music, I remember, during that time.
That's
when you had the walkout music.
That was when the Sopranos were hot, definitely.
There's Buster.
Not Journey though, Sopranos.
Sopranos all the way, the theme song.
Comes set. Swung
Swing
on
and a miss. Boy, Lugo has settled in. Once he had that cushion.
And there we have it. We cannot catch a break. Padres lead at 5-0. So with that being said, guys, Padres lead at 5-0 over the Atlanta Braves, and we go to a commercial break. Please remember, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe. Also hit the like button. Also take an active part in the chat poll. Yes, Gene, we definitely do need Max Fried back on a mound. We also need Kyle Wright, which I did see on Twitter that Kyle Wright's rehab start. He felt great afterwards. He pitched a really good game in AAA with the Gwinnett Stripers. So we'll see when the Braves bring Kyle Wright back and also bring Max Fried back off that left hamstring strain. So yeah, and then Harris being out when he belly flopped into second base on that stolen base. So right now we're not fully running on all 8 cylinders. We're more like running on 5, 6 cylinders right now. We still got the firepower with Acuna and Riley and Olsen and Albies. But, I mean, we're not producing right now. The Padres are shutting us down. It's pretty evident in this game so far that they're shutting us down. But hopefully, who knows, we can get on a hot streak and get some runners on base and hit a home run and get some runners in. So we'll see what happens here.
About the rule changes before the game.
I don't like it at all. I mean, you gotta go quick. You have no time to think, and you gotta. Sometimes you don't want the game go on the game speed. You want to go on your speed, and you want to relax, calm down, and do your thing. But now with that pitch clock, it's nothing that you can do anymore. You just gotta go out there and play.
Yeah, and that's all about dictating pace.
There you have
that's
it, guys.
What the whole thing's about for the player.
Clock dictates
we heard Max Scherzer early on in the spring say, "I'm in control of everything. I dictate pace." It sounded like Soto is upset that he no longer has any say in that equation.
I think this is a huge adjustment for hitters. It really is. I mean, right now, for example, he's looking back at the umpire and he's going, okay, 0-2, now I have to settle, I have to ask for time. It's the second time that he's done it when he's gotten to 2 strikes, and most likely he's learning how to adjust and be able to process that mentally to be able to focus on his at-bat and what he has to do next.
Goodwood here, deep right center field, and off the top of the wall for Soto.
Off the top of the wall.
How about a 2-strike double off Dodd?
Choked up, shortened up, was able to slow down the at-bat with that 0-2 and be himself. And veteran players, guys have been in the league longer than 3 years, it's going to take them a while to get used to it. Once they do,
I mean, this
they'll take off.
Literally off the yellow stripe on the top of the wall.
Soto having a good game, a single and a double now. And here's Cruz, who homered his last time up.
Swung on and missed. Strike one.
First pitch against Dodd. That time he gets him. 0-1. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, including the 3-run shot tonight for Nelly Cruz.
Swung on and missed. Changeup.
Effective sliders out of the zone. That was a changeup right there. It was first the slider, then the changeup.
There doesn't appear to be a whole lot of difference when you're watching it. Sometimes the sliders look like changeups and vice versa. Acuna into foul territory, and he's not going to get there.
Acuna could not make the play.
Soto right here, trying to get a fastball by him. Big mistake up in the zone. See how many home runs, how many ballparks that would have been a home run in. 19 out of 30. This park holding him in.
Including his own park. Well, Dodd has been stung by the leadoff hitters the last 4 innings. And this one is hooked into left. That's going to get down, and it is a fair ball. I'm out. Nelson Cruz picks up another RBI, and it bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. A home run, a double, 4 runs batted in for the boomstick.
Keeping this ball fair is impressive. He's fooled out in front of it, but down and through the zone, Eduardo, as you know from your time as a hitter. You can see keeping that fair, that slider coming in on him too.
And if you look at the previous 2 strikes, the slider, the changeup, they were out of the zone. He was getting into chase. Then he went back in the zone and gave him, the veterano, a chance.
Carter swings the first one. The leadoff hitters, guys, the last 4 innings, Cody. A double, a single, a homer, and a double.
And got a runner
Woody
on
Williams
second,
once told me
out.
in the St. Louis Cardinals dugout, he said the hardest thing to do as a pitcher is know how to throw an effective pitch out of the zone. What does he mean by that?
Dodd comes set.
Well, you know, really it comes down to what Greg Maddux did so well. And Gaylord Perry, for that matter. You know, the last two Hall of Famers have played for both these franchises. You throw balls that look like strikes and strikes that look like balls. So pitches that look like they're in the zone and then they dive out of the zone. And pitches that look like they're out of the zone and then they dive in for strikes. And you know, Dobb throws a lot of strikes, but there hasn't been a lot of deception as of yet tonight.
Again, ahead 0-2 on Cronenworth. Close pitch.
Right down
2
the
balls and a strike.
You don't call it a strike, call it a ball.
Looks like the former Yankee Lucas Litke was warming up in that Braves bullpen. 1-2.
Those was on the outside corner. That should have been strike 3. He calls it a ball.
K-Zone would have had him punched out.
Love that Murphy's fighting for his pitcher right now.
Swung on and fouled out of play. We'll do it again. 2-2 to count.
There are the power pitchers, Coney, that get guys to swing and miss a lot. Then there are the
I
guys
hear
that
you,
require you
Gene.
to put the ball in play. Dodd falls into the latter category right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's Brian Snickers. It really gives us a dose of reality every time you talk to him. And this guy's learning on the job.
Ball in dirt.
Gets
Back
away
to the
from
screen.
Murphy and now down
That
to
moves
third base
to
goes
third
Nelson
base.
Cruz.
Nobody out.
He wasn't supposed to be here. He forced his way onto the roster in spring training because of his moxie and his ability to throw strikes. But because of the injuries to the rotation, he's here a little bit early.
Man,
Probably
come
use
on.
a little more development time in the minor leagues, but no chance. They need him here now. And that guy's about as real as it gets. When you talk to anybody in the game,
yeah,
he gives it to you like it is.
The dog comes set. Swung on. High and out of play. Do it again.
No outs.
3-2 to
Infield's
count.
not playing all the way in because it's Nelson Cruz at third base. Because of that, they're playing a mid-in. Anything on the ground, Nelson Cruz is told to stay. Go on anything through.
Swung on and
No need with the speed of Cruz.
Again. Slider. 3-2 to count. We'll do it again.
All right, so be the hitter, Eddie. You're up here against a guy that you know is struggling, but he doesn't have that put-away pitch. Cronenworth feels like he's going to make contact every time he swings, fair or foul.
That's fair. Right now, all he's trying to do is let it get deep and be able to hit the ball in the air.
The dog comes set.
You know, we weren't playing the game fair or foul. I think that's your radio thing. I was saying he's going to put the bat on the ball. It's going to go either fair or foul.
In this case, foul.
I mean, it's quiet at Truist Park right now. I mean,
that is a segment.
Quiet.
Oh, where?
Swung on and fouled out of play again.
And because of that, Rosario in left field has moved even more towards the line. Big gap in left center field. Hilliard in center field has not moved at all. Surprised he has not gone towards the left center field side.
7 foul balls this at bat. That's in there
for strike
on
3.
The outside
Finally,
corner, strike
Dodd
3
gets
for
Cronenworth.
out number 1. Finally. That is Dodd's third strikeout of the game. We'll see what happens here. Brian Snickers coming out to the mound. That is going to be it for Dylan Dodd. With 3 strikeouts in the game, give up 6 runs and 5 1/3 inning. Pitched 84 pitches in the game. So we got Lucas Litke coming in for Atlanta. And they are going to a commercial break, guys. So with that being said, please remember, please take an active part in the chat poll. Also hit the like button. Is absolutely free. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. All right, guys. They are coming back from commercial
High
break.
spin curveball as well.
In there for strike one from Lucas Lipke.
That's in there for a strike. Kim bounces up. He didn't like the call.
All
So
right.
December 21st,
Lucas
hours
Lipke
after
comes set
announcing that
again
the Yankees
on the
had
outside corner,
signed
strike
Aaron
two.
Judge,
Kim did not
Yankees
like
GM
that
Brian Cashman
call,
calls
so
Lucas
going to
Lipke, and he
account
sees his name on the
Kim.
phone, and it was telling him that he'd been designated for
He went
assignment.
around.
And as he said, I knew there
What?
wasn't anything good coming
Are
from
you
that phone
kidding
call. That's part
me?
of baseball.
First base umpire needs to get his ice
Braves
checked.
got him.
Oh my goodness!
You know him really
That
well
bat
from your
went
days with the
completely
Yankees. He didn't give up a lot of hard contact. He gives up contact, but not a lot of hard contact.
He had solid numbers with the Yankees, which is why he found a job in a hurry here in Atlanta.
These umps need to get their eyes checked. I mean, Han-Sang Kim went all the way around.
He's always been able to spin it.
Past home plate,
as far as the
and he
analytics
does not
go,
get the call
on his curveball especially, he's in an elite category in terms of being able to get high spin rates.
2-2 to count. Swung on.
That's a really good job by Kim. This one is deep at the wall, leaping, and it
At
is
the wall,
over the
out of
wall
Eddie
and
Rosario's
off the
glove.
glove
Home
of Eddie
run.
Rosario.
So now Padres lead it.
Salvador
7-0.
Perez hit one off the ground the other night for a big 3-run home run. Kim went down and took this off the ground for a 2-run shot, and it's 8-0.
Because of the bullpen area, the 375 in left field comes in down the line to 335. So it comes in a different angle. It looks like he overran it to the point where he was a little to the left of the ball. When he reaches out, hits right off the end of the glove.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the ball game, Lucas
8-0,
Lipke, and the Braves
guys.
are flexing as they are attempting to take 3 of 4 from Atlanta at Truist Park.
Swung on and missed.
Eddie, that was a, I mean, you know, Augusta's
Nola.
2 hours from here. That was a
Strike
golf
two.
shot.
Was, but he got it out in front. And second time already tonight that Kim has been able to hit the slider out in front. Should have 2 home runs. Different ballparks.
Lipke not happy with the mound. You can hear him there. 4 doubles, 3 homers. Daily double of Augusta at some point, and now you're here at Truist Park. Seven extra base hits for San Diego.
A 1-2 to count. Downstairs, ball 2, curveball in the dirt.
Lucas Lipke like the Monica Seles of pitching. He's grunting after every pitch.
Efforting.
They're trying to get the crowd going, but the crowd's not having it. Inside corner, strike 3 for out number 2.
Take a look at that swing from
Strikeout
Ha-Seong Kim.
for Lucas Lipke.
The spin on the breaking ball stays right there, and the golf, as you mentioned, Carl, the master stroke, like a 2-iron, hitting the right spot. And Eduardo was spot on as well, as that was overrun just a little bit. That part of the ballpark by the bullpen is a lower wall.
Trent Grisham up the bat for the Padres. Lipke comes set downstairs, ball 1.
358 feet off of Kim's bat.
To Manny Machado's point about this Padre team, they are versatile. You know, Kim can move all over the place. Manny could be a shortstop.
Outside, ball 2.
They got Xander now.
Yes, they got a team full of shortstops.
Having an outfield full of center fielders. That one bends in there for a strike against Grisham. He's got a home run tonight.
Strike 1. So 2-1 to count.
It looks like because of all the talent they have, money they've spent, it's going to be a fun clubhouse to be around. This one is lifted to left, and Arcias going back again. This time he will stop short
at the warning track
wall and come in to make the play. They are going to have a lot of fun this year.
So with that being said, the Padres add another run. Padres lead it 8-0 over the Atlanta Braves. Let's see if the Braves can put some runs on the board, at least add some runs instead of being shut out right now. So we'll see what happens here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Gene, Tanya, Kenneth, JT, Andrew, GB from C Sports, D. Everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. I know, Tanya, I don't know why we can't get a hit. Seth Lugo is always aggressive when the team is taking the lead. He's always been aggressive. Yeah, Tanya, it's actually 8-0. Hong Sung Kim went fishing for a slider and hit it just on the outreach glove of Eddie Rosario over the wall. And it is 8-0. Yes, you heard right, Tanya. 8-0. So I know it's depressing. It is absolutely depressing to watch the Braves get shut out like this. And we got some major offense firepower, and we haven't done nothing. We've actually had some good hits, bat on the ball to outfield, but the ball is just not diving down for base hits or doubles, or like that hit by Marcell Ozuna. He hit it the opposite direction down the right field line, and it just sliced foul by a foot from the foul line. If it would have hit the line or before the line, it would have been a fair ball, and he probably would have had a double there in the corner. So it's not going the Braves' way tonight. We'll see what the Braves can do here in the next few innings before the end of the game. Let's see if they can make it a ball game. So here we go.
Here, Seth Lugo gave you a good 7 innings his first time out. We're in the bottom of the 5th. He's got a commanding 8-0 lead. He can give you another 7 innings tonight. You wonder,
Lugo, curveball
with the limited innings that he has pitched historically each season, now you're a starter. Do you have to be aware of how many innings he's throwing at some point?
I think you do, and we talked to Bob Melvin before the game about that issue with Seth Lugo, and obviously he wants to be a starter. We've talked about that a lot, but yes, he's going to need some protection at some point this year.
Arcia off the end of his bat, and that's through.
Base hit up the middle. Leadoff
Snakes its way all the way to Trent Grisham in center field, and a leadoff single for Orlando Arcia.
Exit velocity of 82 miles an hour.
Difference between
unreasonable to expect him to jump to 200 innings this year.
You can't do that.
Out of thin air almost.
I wonder what if you were a pitching coach, like what you're looking at. He's give you 85 innings, and you go. Where do you go?
So we got
somewhere in that range, or at least try to break up the season a little bit for him, and maybe put him in the pen for a while, or skip a start.
Swung on.
But I think the problem lies not so much with the starting of Lugo, because you have a 6-man rotation. It's because you don't have a lot of depth in the bullpen because Suarez is out.
Yeah.
And Hader, through back-to-back days, he's
hard shot. Base hit. Sam here to right
turns.
Center.
He'll go to third. Soto's throw comes in, and the 8-9 hitters, Arcia and Gilliard, back-to-back singles off Lugo.
And there could be times that what you do is you skip a start, put him in the pen maybe for 2 innings, and then have him start and maybe swap with Nick Martinez, who was also in the bullpen last year. And you're also trying to build him up. You're going to get Musgrove back as well. But you do need arms, quality arms that have been in pressure situations in the bullpen, and this guy has done that.
First pitch way outside, going down to second base is Hilliard.
And Hilliard
take the double play off on a pass ball.
And Hilliard moves up to
got
second.
first base open, second and third.
On second and third, nobody out. Ball 1.
This feels like the Braves' chance. If you're going to do something tonight down 8-zip, you do it here with nobody out. Top of the order up.
Come on.
Lugo throwing 79th pitch of the night.
Good luck here.
Woo! You got a hanger there.
Swung on, hanging breaking ball, and Acuna just missed it. He hit it for a foul ball.
Not a lot of curveballs he's thrown against righties. It's been predominantly against lefties. Third time around now, starting to spin it.
A 1-1 to count to Acuna.
Back up the middle. It goes right past Lugo. Kim will go to third. And he will get Hilliard there. Wow.
Kim.
Hassan Kim cuts down Hilliard at third. The run comes in,
down at
and
third.
Acuna goes to
But
first.
Arcia
It's a risky
scores
play,
a run
guys.
for
Went into
Atlanta.
shortstop mode.
So we're only down by
instinct
7.
takes over. You really have to anticipate the flow. Oh, wait a minute, it's 8-0. Let me make sure I get an out, where his instinct took over and said, you know what? This play's right in front of me. I can see it. You better be sure, as you said, Eduardo.
And what helped him out and making the decision was because Hilliard actually took a step towards second base.
So we got
He
Matt
would've gone on
Olson
contact,
standing
he
in
would've
there
gone
for
first.
Atlanta.
Olson swings at the first one. It goes to the seats.
Swung on and hit out of play. Strike 1. First pitch. That was a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Matt Olson just popped it up. Foul ball. If he turns on one, he'll hit it out of the park. He'll hit it into the
Lugo's
chop
got
house
the pitch
or
com
wherever
as
he
well.
hits it.
Both the catcher and the pitcher
Come
have
on,
the pitch com here, which
Come
I'm
on
in
now.
favor of. If you ever get hung up.
Yeah.
Outside.
Now, what a year Olson had last year. His first with the Braves, of course, has to replace Freddie Freeman, the guy. And Olson is a guy, along with Acuna on this team and Riley. 38 home runs last year. And down to second base, stealing another one is Acuna.
I like that. I like that. Even though you're down 8-1, it's the bottom of the 5th inning. You still have to put runs on the board. And here, Ronald Acuna Jr., that's part of his game. And if the numbers are indicative that you can't steal second, go. Keep your team in it. Send a message. Keep the crowd in it as well.
Out to the screen. We'll do it again. 1-2 to count. Come on, we need something right here. Some of the Braves fans are chanting. Come on. Outside.
Tonight, they have not gotten that strike called at the top of the zone.
2.
Even though K-zone has been favorable to many of the pitchers that have not been called strikes.
They're chanting.
It's a 2-2 count to Olson.
A little
That's
nubbler.
a fair ball on a slow
Fair
roll.
ball.
Nola, good job. He traveled out towards
And
the pitcher's
Acuna
mound
runs
to
over
make
to
sure he
third.
wouldn't hit Olson with it.
Oh.
Really surprised Ronald Acuna Jr. did not end up at third base there.
Oh,
no reason for him to still be at second base.
Acuna could have ran over to third.
Right here, as soon as that ball is hit there, even if he checks the runner, there's no way that Austin Nola would be throwing the ball to third.
So we got Austin Riley
Get the
standing
shore out,
in there
up
for
by
Atlanta.
7.
And here's Riley. Lugo starts him off with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, you got a good look. You could see Nola look at Acuna when he picked that ball up. And Riley foul.
Foul ball. Strike 2. Riley's down 0-2.
He has to be at third base on that one. He should slide in. No throw would have been contesting that speed.
We need definitely a home run.
It's a 2-1 game, different story. 8-1. As a defender, you're taught go get the out, the shore out.
0-2 to Riley. I mean, this is a risky Padre
What
team.
a
We
big
saw Hassan
rip by
Kim throw
Austin
to
Riley.
third.
That ball went
Nola's
back
going
to
to
the
third.
screen.
Acuna's going. He's throwing it down there.
So we'll do it again. 0-2 to count.
Fielder's choice, a walk. And
Swung
now
on and
a
missed.
strikeout
Strike
from Austin
3.
Riley. Boy, I think if the Padres run second and third, nobody out, you'll take one run. 7-run game to the 6th week.
Padres still lead it 8-1. But we'll take that one run. At least we did not get the shutout. But we need to add more runs. Oh my goodness. So Padres still lead at 8-1 over the Atlanta Braves, but the Braves did score a run. Oh my goodness. This game's been pretty depressing, but when we have the home team hitting, you never know what could happen. It can turn on a dime. But unfortunately, we only scored one. Hey, I'll take that 1 run. I'll take that 1 run any day of the week. At least we don't get the shutout. So from here on out through the whole game, if that's the only run that the Braves produce, I'd rather have that 1 run instead of a big fat 0 on the board. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the likes. And also, if you're just now tuning in, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. So with that being said, I'll be right back.
Buster, let me see. So, and it goes right into it. Yeah, if you ripped your hammy, you're not carrying on. Good job, Buster.
I'm a pro.
The reporter and Buster just shining.
So out number 1, grounder to Arcia to over the
Padres have taken the swing at first pitch mode right into the Lucas Licky.
It looks like the interactive is down again. Oh.
One thing Lucas Licky has done that the vast majority of all ex-Yankee players do is grow a beard. First thing you do.
As soon as it's free to be you and me, you let it go.
Just let it go.
Yesterday, Bogarts fouled one off his shin, and I know how that feels. I had a few of those, and I thought he would have a shin guard on, a big one. Looks like he's got a little padding in the inside of it. Instead, will not put that shin guard on.
What's the chances of it? And every time somebody has a shin guard, it seems to miss the shin guard. What's the chance of it hitting that pad?
I have one on right now while I'm broadcasting.
All right, JT, you have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, Melvin said he offered Xander an opportunity to hit lower in the lineup because of that banged up leg, and man, Xander said, nope, lead off. I love this. I want to do this. Huge asset, not only to play anywhere in the field, the fielder versatility, but the hitter willingness to go and hit in different spots.
So, Carl, I never wore one, and one time I wore one, and my dad said, "What are you doing?" It's a sign of a bad hitter. Back in the day, that's what it was known for.
And a rifle into right field that gets down, and look out, the brakes put on, and a throw was behind the runner Xander. If that had gone to Albee, Xander would have been out.
That's I'm holding on second base. Because it's 8-1.
So Manny,
Soto coming up next with one out.
Here's a pitch to right field, a rifle
and the
shot.
respect of this arm right here.
threw it to Arcia, but if you would have thrown it to Albies, they would have got Xander out at second.
Try to flip it with the glove.
Great mechanics, huh? Right over the top from Acuna Jr. out there.
He's showing off that cannon tonight as Soto looks at ball one.
I'm impressed with his footwork. Always in a position, puts it in a position exactly where he needs to go for his target.
And four-seam gas from a high slot.
Soto a single and a double tonight.
So Lucas Lipke.
And a 1-0 pitch.
Downstairs. Ball 2.
Nelson Cruz on deck, a homer, 3-run shot. RBI double. So Soto and Cruz have done a lot of damage tonight for Bob Melvin's team.
Ball 3. 3-0.
It stands to
I'm
reason
going to
Juan
fix the
Soto would
interactive
settle
here in
in
just
this
a
year.
minute, guys.
After
Bear
the
with me
adjustment period and the big trade in the middle of last year. Got plenty of protection in the batting order now. Especially with Fernando Tatis Jr. coming. I gotta figure you're gonna see the best that Juan Soto has to give this year with the Padres.
Unbelievable here. Take a look at your OPS plus through the age of 23. Ted Williams, Ty Cobb, Mike Trout, Pujols, Juan Soto, and Eddie Matthews are tied for 5th place. He kills the Braves too. He's got like an 11 Atlanta with at least 250 plate appearances, which is the highest of any in Major League Baseball history. He's adding to it tonight. Now they're loaded. This is an historic potential night for Nelson Cruz. We're back with the best coverage in today's game. Take a look at this through the T-Mobile multi-view. The boomstick.
I don't know what's going on, guys. The
42 years, 282 days old.
Interactive is completely down.
And a loaded situation for Cruz. Litke again buries one down.
Bases are loaded. Bases are juiced for Nelson Cruz, who's already hit a double, a 3-run homer.
132 feet on that home run as well. Still plenty of pop.
And that one's going to get down in center field. He's adding to his RBI total. He had 4 before that at bat. He's got 6 now. He brings in 2 more, and the Padres have reached double digits.
Padres now lead at 10-1.
6 RBI night for Nelson Cruz.
Hit the ball hard. They're going to be strong enough to do this right off the end of the bat. Bat dies a hero as it's broken, but it drives in 2. Bogarts, Machado.
Padres
in there for strike 1.
Scored in 5 straight innings.
Carl, you asked Coney if he's superstitious. Think Nelson Cruz will do an interview to start a game if we ask him again?
The Buster effect.
Outside, ball 1.
I think he will if you ask him.
Efforting.
Yes. He's a pretty good guy to talk to about the State of the Union. He's seen a lot of changes in this game in his time.
Swung on and missed.
You know, Buster, you talk about the way that Seidler has put this team together, and Cronenworth gets his big deal. I mean, there are a couple of guys out there who they'll have decisions to make.
So Padres in double digits already.
What do you anticipate Seidler doing, given how many guys he spent so much money on?
So popped up.
Cronenworth to shallow center field. That'll be the second out.
Yeah, Coney, I think that to your point, they have 2 guys who are potentially going to hit the free agent market in the next couple of years. And given the amount of money that the Padres have spent on so many different players, you would assume They'll take a hard run at Juan Soto, at Josh Hader, who at times in his career has been the most dominant reliever in baseball. That market was set with that $100 million Edwin Diaz deal. It'll be interesting to see if the Padres push a deal across the finish line with Juan Soto. Maybe take a run at Ohtani this winter.
Snell, Hader, Soto, the ones that are sort of on deck. They were in, right? They were in on Trey Turner. They were apparently in on Aaron Judge.
They had the highest offer on the table to both Trey Turner by about $50 million and Aaron Judge by about $90 million before Judge got that last $40 million bump from Hal Steinbrenner.
Kim fouls this one off. Well, so guys, for a team, you played in a decade where they got to the World Series in '98, but traditionally kind of a low spending team. What happened? What's changed?
Right now, it's the only team in town, and people are showing up, and the fans are loving this team.
But they were always the only team in town.
No, they had the Chargers at one point.
It's just really refreshing when you see an owner chase a championship. By all means necessary. Lights up the fan base. Television ratings through the roof.
That's right, Tanya.
The line around the block to buy tickets after the Soto trade last year.
Right.
Outside.
So the Chargers leave in 16. That's 7 years. There was a period of about 4 or 5 years where they were not interested in.
Then new ownership came in and said, let's go do this right. And one thing I can't tell you is they look at character of the guys that they're signing.
The Marlins, so.
You have to take a look. Right now, it's a 10-1 game.
Check
second
base,
down to
first,
admiring
no call,
what Juan Soto's doing on every pitch. He's taking an unbelievable secondary as if the game is 2-1. Every pitch, he's not taking it off. And usually players turn it off.
I don't think he has any there. Dominic, welcome in.
Not Juan Soto.
We saw John Middleton, the owner of the Phillies, make those incredible quotes this offseason about it's about trophies in the trophy case. It's not about how much money or what my bottom line is.
Got
how much money we made as a franchise, or what our franchise value is, which, by the way, continues to go up for all major league teams.
With an RBI, so.
Well, and you have to believe this is goose the value of the Padres. You guys were talking about Fred McGriff before. It was 30 years ago this summer. I was covering the Padres for the San Diego Union Tribune when they went through what became known as the fire sale. They traded Gary Sheffield. They traded Fred McGriff because their owner at that time, Tom Werner, didn't think the rising salaries that he had on his payroll that it was sustainable for a small market team.
Lead it 10-1. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Lipke comes set. Foul to the screen again. We'll do it again.
I'm loving this right now. Just watching
the
Padres.
Padres.
You see a difference
hitting on,
out there between Nelson Cruz.
Hitting
it's like,
all the Braves pitchers right now. I mean,
do what you can, but put the ball
in
in
play.
play.
Dylan Dodd. Now they've hit on Lucas Lipke.
Juan Soto has to be loose.
They go again, and this time Kim hits it to straightaway center
high
field.
And deep to center field.
Hilliard will stop there.
But Hilliard and
reel it in, but they've reached double figures. They scored 2 more runs in the inning. We're going bottom 6 on Sunday Night Baseball.
10-1 over the Atlanta Braves. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. So we'll see what the Braves can do here. Please remember taking that to chat, part in the chat poll. I'll take that down in the bottom of the 8th inning, and we'll see what happens in the 9th. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much, Jameson, Tanya. Welcome in there, Dominic Evans. Welcome to the stream, Gene, D, Kenneth, GB from C Sports. You can check out his channel below. I'm giving him a shout out. His link is in the description below. You can check out his page. We do link up from time to time, doing co-commentary on each other's streams. But unfortunately, he was a little under the weather tonight, so he could not make it. So we are doing the stream tonight. The stream is going pretty well so far tonight, but the Braves are not producing like they're supposed to. I don't know what's going on, so I don't know about that, Kenneth. You guys will just have to wait and see what he decides to do. I don't know if I'll be able to make it due to the fact that I'm going back to work and I've got to be in bed early because I got to be up at about 3:30 in the morning. So, and I'm looking at about almost a 2-hour ride to work. So yeah, I got to be up very early Tuesday morning. So I may not even stream. So just stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to his channel. I can't say for sure what he's going to do, but just stay tuned for that. So we'll see what happens here.
$800 million. A ton of money by both of these franchises committed to players long term.
Seth Lugo
is that a bit of a sea change to
for the
lock guys up long term?
Why not? He's got a 9-run lead.
Well, I think part of it is you can spread your cost out a little bit
there for strike one.
Even though you're going to pay for it on the back end of some of these contracts.
Downstairs,
you're going for a championship now.
Ball 2.
So you can spread those costs out over 10 years and then worry about the back 5 years then. Try to get a couple of rings or at least one ring now.
Lower that AAV.
Swung on and missed.
You lower the AAV, gives you more flexibility to do that
damage.
damage.
At 93 pitches
of winning. Guys, for their fan fest, they showed up. The fans were there.
Home plate.
San Diego.
Looking for number 1.
I know. For really the city.
Lugo comes set.
Ozzie off Lugo's glove, and because of that, he's going to reach.
And a little blooper at the end of Seth Lugo's
may have had a better chance without Lugo's glove getting
safe at
to
first.
The baseball. Ozzie Albies reaches safely.
Single.
If you're a San Diego Padre fan, you're thinking about that conversation Dick Williams had with Goose right on the mound in Detroit. I want him. Kirk Gibson at the plate. No chance there to get Albies.
So we got Sean Murphy standing in there for Atlanta.
Yeah, they had a fan fest crowd of over 48,000. They had to extend the event. They capped their season ticket sales to 24,000. There's a great article on ESPN.com by Alden Gonzalez all about the payroll and what the Padres have done in San Diego.
Inside.
I know, Buster, you've talked about the sort of the long-term debt that the Padres are going to have as you take a look at the other 5 teams looking for their first World Series, these active franchises, the Rangers, Seattle, Milwaukee, Colorado, and Tampa Bay.
A curveball missed high, ball 3.
Good time to be a Padre. Good time to be a Padre fan. Yeah, Buster.
I was going to say, if you look at the New York Mets, obviously a big spending team in baseball. After 2024, that team has about $490 million in commitments. The Padres, after 2024, have about $1.1 billion in commitments.
Did you put your pinky to the side of your mouth when you said that?
Inside.
You can hear it.
So Seth Lugo is at 99 pitches. So we got runners on first and second, nobody out. Give us a home run. Give us something. Give us a hit. Okay, so Nibla, the pitching coach for the Padres, comes out. So it looks like they're going to leave Lugo in.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So Eddie Rosario
And he
stands
had a
in there for
shout out
Atlanta.
from
Runners
Fleet.
on first and second. Nobody out.
And then, of course, that
Strike
meant I had to
one.
ask people,
Foul
do they know
ball.
who Flea was?
Yes.
That'd be strike one.
Lee once played a whole
Eddie
set
Rosario
in,
was
in
trying
diapers.
to ambush a pitch.
That's all he had on was just a big pair of big boy diapers. Legendary
That's
set.
right, Daniel. 3-run shot would. Oh yeah.
What are big boy
Swung
diapers
on
relative
and
to?
fouled.
What does that even mean?
Well, they fit.
Strike two.
They got to be a little bigger to fit.
Depends.
Yes.
So Flea is the basis for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Dusty, of course, knows every one of
So,
everything.
Eddie
He said,
Rosario
well, I
down
knew
in the
Flea
count,
because
0-2
Bronson
to count.
Arroyo knew Flea.
Yes. Did not go. Check swing. Eddie checked his swing it. So ball one. So 1 and 2 to
I
count.
saw my guy Kenny Chesney this week. I didn't see Flea or the Chesney put on a phenomenal show. 1-2 inside.
That's Rockets, buddy.
That's Rockets,
Rocket
yeah.
Clemens and Kenny Chesney are tight.
Buster, what do you have?
Nelson Cruz, what a night.
Good one, yeah. No doubt. Anytime you got a chance to score some runs against the separate teams, they did pretty good. So just to be able to score more runs than then.
Swung on.
Hopefully we
Hit
can
high
stay
and deep. To center
So
field.
tell me, you said you wanted to
caught.
learn about Dylan Dodd coming into this game. What did you take away from that first plate
But
appearance
runners,
that you wound up applying?
Aubrey's runs over the third.
The sliders doesn't
One
break
out.
like a slider. It's more like a changeup. So that was the message. Once I swing and miss twice, that's the message that I bring to my teammates.
Okay, I don't know if you're a superstitious player or not, but if we ask you to do a pregame interview just before this pitch, given what's going on tonight, would you do it?
Yeah, I will do it, yeah. I don't mind.
Thanks, Nelson. Back to you.
10th time with 6
So
or more
Marcell
runs
Ozuna
batted in. Third
stands
oldest
in there
player
for
with a
Atlanta.
6 RBI game. Carlton Fisk and Barry Bonds were the other guys. As Ozuna looks at one.
Ball in the dirt.
But we haven't talked too much about Lugo because it's been really the offense and the struggles of Dylan Dodd. What have you observed from Seth Lugo again here? It's going to be back-to-back solid starts.
Very solid. His pitch count is up there right now. As Bob Melvin's going to ride him out a little bit here because they're a little short in the bullpen.
Jammed
Swung on
Ozuna.
and
Very
hit
much
out of
looks the
play.
part of a starter, though. He's got all the
Strike
weapons.
one. So 1 and 1 to count for
A
Marcell
couple of different
Ozuna.
kinds of breaking balls. That high spin curveball that we talked about that's been one of the best in the league for a while. He can drop it over at will for strikes.
He
Over the
signed a
top of
really
that pitch,
good
strike
contract
two.
for both
Foul
the
ball.
Padres and for Seth Lugo. I
1
think
and
it's
2
2
to
years,
count.
$15 million, and
Seth
he has the
Lugo is
ability
at
to opt out.
107
So
pitches.
if he has a
guys.
great year as a
107
starter
pitches.
and there's starter money out there,
Bob Melvin's leaving him in the game.
he's going to go get it. And you could just look around baseball right now for teams that would love to have an extra starting pitcher.
I
Outside,
think it's
low,
interesting because what was it,
ball.
6 to 7 innings that he threw
2 and 2
last
to count.
year, and then when you start adding up the innings, do you start tapering it down for him? Then you have to consider his age as well. I mean, he's not a prospect, right? He's been around for a while.
2-2 ground ball.
Swung on.
Manny second.
The
Kim
Manny
first.
over to
Double
first.
play.
For a double
The
play.
Padres defense with all those
Padres defense
shortstops on the
shuts Braves
infield.
down yet again.
Manny to last year's shortstop.
Padres still
Kim
leading 10 to
to
1
turn it.
over the Island
Through
Braves.
6,
We go to the
10-1.
top of the seventh.
So
All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. And please make sure you hit that like button, guys. Also, if you yet subscribe to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. They're fixing to come back from a commercial break here, so bear with it. Here we go.
You're a homer. I don't care. I listen.
G.I. Joe stands in there for Atlanta. G.I. Joe. We like to call him here Atlanta G.I. Joe.
No, pero ¿por qué tú me miras a mí? Te la voy a dar. Vistiéndote, pero bateando la vaina con el chofo, tú no vas con eso. Hay que darte tu banda, pero el chofo hay que darle su banda.
Who takes more time rounding the bases on a home run?
Dura 2 horas. No. Saluda al dogado. Saluda al codo de primera. Saluda al bullpen. Da 2 brinquitos en segunda. En tercera, dobla para la derecha, para la izquierda, brinca.
Pero tú hablas con el catcher.
Pero
¿No te acuerdas cuando que tú le hiciste en Washington?
Pero eso es una vez. Tú lo haces de los 40 que tú das, 39 sale tú así,
Ronald was cracking up listening to that description. Here you go. The average home run trot last year for Soto was 27.7 and Acuna was 28.9.
Outside.
Juan was sprinting around the bases.
I'll tell you what, though, Ronald, he enjoys his home runs. He hit one in winter ball in Venezuela. That one was not 28.9. That one took a little bit longer.
Yes! Well, there's a whole dance at the end, too. Tatis, even with his minor league homer, there's this kind of dance step.
Hung up by the home plate umpire.
Now being done as they move their way into
1-1 to count to Trent Grisham, who he's 1 for 3 with a home run tonight.
95.
Swung on, 95 mile-an-hour
fastball for the Atlanta Braves,
down
right
the
by
heart of the
Grisham.
plate. Strike 2. So 1 and 2 to count.
Dylan Dodd started, didn't have it. And his next pitch, another fastball that rides out of the strike zone.
Ball 2, so 2 and 2 to count.
Well, if you want to do power rankings in the National League, and again, we're 10 games in, are the Padres the #1 team in the National League?
Downstairs.
Sure look like they're playing like it right now, right?
It just
Come
looks
to
like
Atlanta, win 3 of 4.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like all the pieces are fitting together nicely with right field, waiting for Tatis Jr. to show up. Defensively, a very athletic team across the field.
Oof, that ball is pulled and it is ripped down the line and it is just foul.
Just pulled foul.
Some kind of special player and talent.
So 1 out.
Aaron Judge had a couple of homers put right field, huh? Tatis goes out there. Acuna's out there. Judge has 2 homers for the Yankees, off to a good start this year for Aaron Boone, 6-3. And of course,
I'll do it again.
to bury the lead, the Rays are 9-0 with a run differential as far as their runs scored versus runs allowed. Greatest discrepancy since like 1900.
Hit high and deep.
Another one a ride. This one will stay in the ballpark.
Center field, and underneath it is Hilliard for out number 2.
He was asked tonight, ESPN Radio, like, what is it about? Again, you feel like you ask this question every year, like, what is it about the Rays? What do they see that other teams don't? Why are they so successful? Spring's really good on the mound. McClanahan. Is there something that
they're pitching just year in and year out? They find them, they turn them out, they develop them. Their pitchers all have excellent pitch design.
Thank you for the
they all
subscription,
tweak
guys.
It when they
Thank
get
you
there.
so much.
Little different shape to their slider. Something gets tweaked there, and it seems to be the perfect design that works. Springs is a perfect example. Kind of tweaked his breaking ball, his changeup. Rasmussen.
Gio Joe comes
and they can run him down in the outfield.
On and fouled off
for so many years while he was there. Now you got Jose Siri in center field. Margot can play out Rosarena. Picks it also out there in the outfield. They run him down.
57 in the plus category. Run differential through 9 games. 24 homers in the first 9 games.
Strike 2.
Rasmussen went 7, gave up 1 hit,
1 and 2
struck out 8, didn't walk
Azekar.
anybody. In an 11-0 win over Oakland.
They have more home runs as a team than they've allowed runs.
And the way that they play, today was a great example. Harold Ramirez running down an infield single. Just, you have to put pressure on the defenses, and they do that.
On and missed. Strike 3
really
for
well.
out number 3.
Team that invented.
So the Padres didn't score any more runs. They got 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Atlanta's 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. So we got the Braves bottom of the 7th inning stretch coming up. Let's see if Braves can add a few more runs. We know that it's starting to get later in the game. We understand. But we like to see the Braves squeak out a few more runs. At least get their mojo back going out on the road. So let's see what happens here. Please remember, guys, I will be taking the chat poll down come to the bottom of the 8th inning. So please make sure you guys get your chat poll votes in. I will be taking it down in 1 more inning. So make sure you guys get your votes in. But also that being said, guys, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have not yet hit the like, it's absolutely free. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, if you're just now tuning in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to join the channel. Also hit the notification bell. They're going to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Seth Lugo back-to-back good starts for San Diego.
Tapia comes
and there's
in
Tapia on the mound, who will try to negotiate these last couple of innings. An ERA over 4. The strikeout rate a little bit above average, and that walk rate a little bit above average as well. All right, let's go over Seth Lugo. Did not give up much at all, and very little hard contact.
Sorry, I got to turn that off, guys.
Kind of game Bob Melvin needed, given the shortness of his bullpen right now, with Suarez out, Garcia not available tonight, Hader. They both pitch in back-to-back games. We'll start off with the shortstop, Arcia, and that first pitch, 96, sails in.
Inside, ball 1 to Orlando Arcia. Downstairs, ball 2.
Yep.
Inside,
One of the
ball
conversations
3.
Buster and I had on his podcast that he's been kind of going around talking to some of the players. When you look at the field tonight, both Padres and Braves, and Coney, you can jump in first. How many future Hall of Famers do you think are on the field tonight? And again, this is not based on what they've done yet, but future Hall of Famers. That guy?
Absolutely. If you look at the left side of the Padres infield, and certainly Juan Soto in left field, really the trio on the left side of the field, I mean, those 3 guys all are great ball players. Man, Machado. You look at the top 5 finishes he's had in the MVP voting. He's been all over the MVP. In terms of multiple years, multiple shares of votes.
Josh Hader, maybe potential.
Foul tip.
Certainly as a closer, a dominant closer.
We'll do it again.
As dominant as they come, and he continues to do what he has done between the moments that he was in Milwaukee to where he can end up. And also you have to think of maybe of Yu Darvish as well.
So maybe 5 downstairs on the San Diego side as the leadoff walk issued there. And on the Braves side,
start at the bottom of the 7th.
Ronald Acuna, again, possible. Riley.
You look at the top 3 in the order right now. Olsen, Riley, those have a definite opportunity of being Hall of Famers if they continue to put up those numbers. It's the longevity.
We got Sam Hilliard.
The ability to stay healthy for sure.
The question becomes is
strike 1.
Generation to generation, it's so hard to compare to the guys from the 70s or the 50s, or how do your numbers stack up against Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays or somebody like that? You really have to stay in your generation.
Outside, ball
the best
1.
players of each generation should get different consideration, because every generation deserves to be represented in the Hall of Fame, which is a really high bar compared to other sports.
It really is. I'll tell you who has an opportunity.
Downstairs, ball in the dirt.
As a young pitcher, is like a Max Fried.
Max Fried.
He's got the, he's got
ball
the body
2, so
to be able to do it.
To Sam Hilliard.
That guy right there is absolutely nasty, and I think he will get better with age.
So, Buster, we're in the 8-9 range.
I think that's appropriate, based on conversations that I've had with not only players here, but folks
2.
around baseball in the last few days. We got ready for this game.
2 to
It was interesting today to have, to ask Manny Machado, okay, how many Hall of Famers are going to be playing in this game tonight? And all I know is, if your player is up for consideration, you're going to want Manny Machado
outside
on your Veterans
strike
Committee.
3.
Because he's going to
One
say,
out.
yes, absolutely. He's, as you talked about, Carl, he's a huge fan of Austin Riley.
Yeah.
Had a funny conversation.
Well, we got Ronald
I heard a
Acuna
funny
stepping
conversation
in to
between
bat
Ron Washington
for
and Matt Olson that we'll
lineup.
get to in a second.
We're at the top of the part of the order, guys.
So Hilliard case, 1 down
So
here,
Acuna
bottom 7, top of the order for
looks
Acuna.
in. Tap here comes set.
He can turn
Swung
that
on.
fastball
Base
around.
hit
He
to
does.
left field.
97 and ripped it past the third baseman there at 2 on.
Acuna's up to second or first.
Yeah, so
Garcia's
you
up
know,
to
before
second.
every game, Ron Washington hits ground balls to Matt
runner on
Olson.
first
So I
and
asked
second,
Ron
1 out.
Washington, how many Hall of
And we
Famers
got
are
Matt
in this
Olson
series?
coming up the bat.
And he's thinking hard, and he starts out, of course, with Machado, and he mentioned Bogarts. He mentioned a couple other guys, and Olson looks at him and he goes, hey, look up. And he was kidding, but
That's
he
right,
sort of
Dee.
wasn't kidding,
we
I
are
think.
sure missing Harris right now.
Well, to
So
Coney's
Matt
point,
Olson stands
as we
in there
watch
for
Olson
Atlanta.
step in with 2 on here. You know, the idea of generation
First pitch in there for
being
strike
compared,
1.
that is
Changeup.
always the argument with Major League Baseball's or baseball's Hall of Fame. It's not Major League, but the Hall of Fame has always been, well, how does that second baseman compare with a second baseman from the 70s? Look at the numbers. We only have to change
98
the
mile an
dynamic
hour
that we look at
fastball
and
down the
assess
heart of the plate.
players. So many things seem
could not catch
more
up.
important now than they were then, or we're quantifying them differently than we do. We never thought about, at least I don't think the All-Star voters thought about OPS in 1950. Even though the guy was on base all the time, didn't have that statistic to measure it.
Yeah, we have so many more layers of stats to be able to give credit where credit is due, which is really what it's about.
Swung on and fouled out of play.
This is one guy right here that's made changes, and he did it during the offseason. As a major leaguer, try to get better and better. Watch on the left side last year where he was upright. This year he's more in his legs. He is more in an athletic position. And he called Seitzer, his hitting coach, and he said, look, I'm going to make these changes in Atlanta. I'll keep sending you video. But I felt that I needed to keep my upper body a little bit more loose, especially on pitches inside and fastballs up in the zone. And for a guy that's hit 40-plus home runs at the major league level and wants to get better, hats off to him, because it has shown in the numbers as far as exit velocity. Got a couple so far here
we go.
In this regular season.
3-2 on the way to Olsen. And that one's in the left field, and that's going to get down.
And that's going to get down for a base hit.
That's going to bring in the Braves' second run.
That's going to bring in a run for the Braves. Now it's 10-2. Let's go. Runners on first and second, one out.
Off the end of the bat. Matt Olson, 3-2 count.
That's the way to get something going.
Ball running away, but watch him get into that strong position using the legs. That stays in the zone, goes the other way.
That's what we needed.
As soon as he hits it, he knows,
I'm
so happy I hit it off the end of the bat. Soto playing deep in left field. No chance to be able to get it, staying through the ball.
So Braves score a run. The score is 10-2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nebula
and the Braves, who've had chances,
comes up to talk to Tapia.
now have Austin Riley coming to the plate.
So we got Austin Riley standing in there for Atlanta.
Well, there may be a pitch timer or a clock in baseball now, but you still got to get outs. Can't run out the clock.
Ball one.
You can get Doc to pitch.
Yep.
And you got to keep up the pace, but you still have to get 27 outs. Padres looking for a way to finish this off here.
A lot of movement on top of his sinker in on the righties.
Low, but
the big chance for the
Riley
Braves felt like it was the fifth inning. They had
so
runners from second and third, nobody out. 4-5 fielder's choice, 2-3 and a strikeout. And that was Acuna, Olsen, and Riley.
Swung on.
And Riley
and
peels
hit
one
high.
down the line and right. And that is off the screen,
and
just
off
short
the
of the
screen,
foul
just
pole.
like
From this angle, it looked like it hit the foul pole, did it not?
Close, off the screen, just short of the pole.
Oh.
So he's ready again, and usually prior to pitch clock rules, he'd be stepping out.
Riley.
He's right back in there. Tapias hit him on the wrist. Uh-oh.
That hit Austin Riley in the wrist. Hit by pitch. Oh no. Austin Riley dropped
right
down to first.
Let's see where it got Austin
Hit
Riley
by
to
the
load
pitch.
the bases.
One out. Bases are
Actually
juiced.
checked on the swing too to see if he had a swing.
Right forearm.
Right forearm.
This is exactly what Bob Melvin did not want coming in. Now you take out Lugo, and you're hoping that Tapia is able to get out of this inning.
So
now
bases
you have
are
to go to
juiced,
that
guys.
bullpen and start
Ozzy
getting
Albies
him loose.
standing in there for Atlanta. Downstairs, ball one.
To Albies. Things could get interesting with one swing from Ozzie Albies.
Swung on and fouled. Strike one. So 1-1 to count to Ozzie Albies.
Really got interesting today in Anaheim with Toronto against the LA Angels there. Game ended 12, 11, and 10.
Swung on.
Albies towards the line. Soto
Towards
gives
the
him a
left
look.
field
It's out of play.
line. Foul. It's the other net.
Angels up 6-0. Blue Jays scored 10 unanswered runs.
So strike two.
Quickly.
So 1 and 2 to count to Ozzie.
Angels came back, tied it
One
up.
out. Bases are juiced. Ozzie 13 for 43 with 5 grand slams with bases loaded.
He has looked
Swung
bad
on
on a
with a
couple
high
of the strikeouts. Albies goes
fastball,
back to the bench
upstairs,
frustrated.
strikeout.
Curveball from Lugo
Out
and
number
that
2.
four-seam fastball from Tapia. What is that? Is that guessing?
Yeah, that's guessing. That's looking up the entire time, knowing that they're going to pitch you up, hoping it's in the top
we
part
got
of the
Sean
strike zone,
Murphy
and instead
coming
it
up
was
for Atlanta.
way above that.
Oh, he was ripping at that first pitch. Fouled and out of play. Strike one. Come on.
It's easy cheese.
Come on,
like
guys.
Sunday Tapia. Hope you get that one.
Yes, there you go.
Domingo, Sunday, Spanish.
Murphy on the ground.
Murphy on the ground, over to
Kim
first.
is there, and that will
Out
end
number
it. They
3.
will leave the
Braves
bases
score
loaded.
1. But the Padres still lead by 8. And yet we strand another bases loaded. All right, guys. Padres still lead it by 8. Braves score another run. So the score is 10-2. We go to the top of the 8th. So remember, please, guys, make sure you guys get your votes in the chat poll. I will be taking it down here in the bottom of the 8th. So we'll see what happens to the end of the game. So remember, please make sure you get those chat polls in. If you're just now tuning in, please make sure you hit the like button, guys. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. This commercial is taking a little bit longer than normal. All right, looks like they're coming back from commercial break, guys.
2 superstars in the game, Manny
So here we
Machado
go.
and Ronald Acuna Jr. A.J. Minter, the new pitcher.
A.J. Minter, the new
for the
pitcher
Atlanta
for
Braves.
Atlanta.
We head to the 8th inning on Sunday Night Baseball.
Swung on, popped up and out of play.
Part of Xander Bogaerts
Strike one
that
to Xander Bogaerts.
people were curious about is where the Red Sox were going to go, because he leaves there. Then they do give Devers the big contract, but the face of the franchise and a guy that had endeared himself with the World Series rings,
Minter
etc.
comes
Bogaerts goes to the West Coast.
Swung on, chopper
to Hopper to
Austin
Riley.
Riley. Fires over to first.
Across the
Number
diamond
one.
against Xander.
signed out of Aruba, too, as an international signing at 16 years old. So,
with his twin brother, too, right? With his twin brother signed with him. You can stream every Art of Market MLB game live or on demand. New and included for 2023. Stream all minor league baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
So first pitch from Minter. Downstairs, ball 1 to Manny Machado. So Minter comes set, swung on and hit out of play.
What's making a comeback in baseball this year? Starting to see it around the league. The mullet. The mullet is back. Guys are shaving the side of their heads and letting the back come in, party in the back.
Let it flow. Yeah. Business up front, party in the back.
So Minter comes set.
And stays alive.
And a hit out of play.
You ever go with mullet?
Strike
I did.
2.
Right there. Case in point. AJ Minter's got it working. I did in Double A. I had a mullet. I used to blow dry the back to make it bushy.
Is it? And throw the cologne
Minter
on?
comes set. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 out.
The mullet. A few years ago, PNC Park used to have on the scoreboard, he used to put mullets
Juan
on
Soto
fans.
comes up to bat for
It's great interaction.
Padres.
Best mullet baseball.
Swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Jack had some flow. He had Moss flow.
Still does.
Clevenger still has a good mullet.
Crocker let it go. Some of the Phillies could let it go a little bit.
Yes.
Dutch.
Swung on and missed. Strike 2. The 0-2 to count to Juan
This is
Soto.
where he asks for time right here. Every time he gets 2 strikes, one thing you'll see from Juan Soto. Looks like for the rest of the season or for now, this is when he uses it.
Minter has challenged Bogarts, Manny, and that's a little high and outside.
Did not get the call. Ball 1.
I almost feel the intensity ramp up, though, when Minter's on the mound for guys like Manny, Xander, and now Soto.
So Minter comes
Caso
set.
didn't like it.
Swung on and hit out of play. We'll do it again.
Eduardo, it's the confidence that Juan Soto has. Taking a pitch a half an inch off the plate. Like, makes it look like it was way outside.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
Said I would be
just not tuning in. The Padres.
You know what? It impacts the umpires too. His body language impacts the umpires.
Makes you second guess. Like I'm going to
bottom of the 7th.
He didn't have a strike.
The 8th.
His reputation.
Out. Juan Soto down in the count 1 and 2. Minter comes set. Nobody on base. Outside. Ball 2.
Another guy who's great at commanding the strike zone is Harper. Harper is really good. When he gets upset about a ball strike call that's called a strike and he thinks it's a ball, it'll generally be confirmed oftentimes.
2-2 to count. Minter comes
outside. 2-2 here, and Soto's
gone.
gone.
And missed. Strike 3.
Good inning, AJ Minter. Soto.
We go to the
nod,
bottom
like,
of the
yep, tip of the cap.
Braves down
Got
by
me there.
8.
Bottom 8 coming up.
So we'll see what Braves can do here in the bottom of the 8th. So we'll see what happens here. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to the stream tonight. Yes, I know it's been a lousy game for the Braves. Padres getting on Dylan Dodd early and making it a 10-run game, but the Braves did not get the shutout. Didn't get shut out. They've scored 2 runs so far. We'll see what we can score in this next at bat, the next 3 at bats for Eddie Rosario, Marcell Ozuna, and Orlando Arcia. And coming to the plate, we'll see what they can do. Let's see if the Braves can get a little jiving going on. Let's see if they can get a little bit of mojo and go into the next 4-game set against the Reds. Yes, we understand the game's almost pretty much over for the Braves, but we us Brave fans, we don't ever give up on the Braves. We still see it to the end. So we got Eddie Rosario be coming up for Atlanta here momentarily. Eddie Rosario likes to ambush the first pitch, so if it's a hanging breaker, breaking pitch, curveball, changeup, he can hit it out of the park for a run. So we'll see what happens here. They're still on their commercial break. They love commercials. I personally hate commercials because I really don't watch much TV much anymore, but I think everybody agrees with that.
Atlanta just 2 on 7 hits. Dylan Dodd could not back up his great
Matt.
first start with another one. Seth Lugo
Ball
did.
1 to Eddie Rosario.
Geico Game Track shows that Lugo went 6 innings and earned run 5 Ks.
Swung on and fouled out of play. Strike 1.
6 RBIs. The record for the Padres in a game is 8. Ken Caminiti in 95 against the Rockies, and Nate Colbert in 72 against Atlanta.
Swung on and missed.
Prismet with a good pitch there, a curveball. Sent Eddie Rosario to his knees.
1-2 to count.
A rough night for Eddie. 0 for 3 and had one go off his glove out in left field.
Swung on and hit out of play. We'll do it again. 1-2 to count.
Tell you, this guy's got thump in his bat, man. Batting practice, the ball, you know, there's certain guys whose bat the ball jumps off. This is one of those guys.
Right back at the
Crispin stops that, and Rosario
first
denied.
For out number 1. All right, so Marcell Ozuna.
First pitch, breaking ball to Ozuna.
Takes ball 1.
In talking with the hitting coaches too, one of the things that you learn over the course of time is you know when to say and what to say to certain players. Because there's definitely times where hitters, good hitters, these teams are loaded. You're like, yeah, no, now's not a good time to talk. But when I said, do they take advice? Every one of them will when the time is right.
Yeah, you have to know your player. You have to know exactly when to go to them. Sometimes
Arcia standing in there for Atlanta.
Sometimes it's after the game, but most of the time it's you have to be patient enough to wait it out. Wait it out until they come to you or you grab them.
Swung on, base hit to center field with a 2-out
You let them know,
single.
look, this is what I'm seeing. What are you feeling? And that's how those conversations can start. But they have to be as organic as possible.
It's the same on the pitching side. The last thing you want is somebody thinking about mechanics when they're trying to react.
So we got Sam Hilliard.
And pitchers very much alike with pitching coaches and hitting coaches.
Arcia reaches with a single, and here is Hilliard, the center fielder. And then I asked, what about the guys that have their hitting coaches or their gurus outside of the team? How difficult is that to navigate? And the response was, I don't really care where they're learning as long as the mechanics are good, and we understand what it is that they're trying to learn outside of the team structure.
There has to be a lot of transparency, and that's what you have to ask from the players. When you're getting that information,
ball 3.
Share it so we can keep an eye on what we are trying to do as a
3-0 to
team
count.
here.
Timeout was called by a home plate umpire.
It's just information coming from all angles too.
So 3-0 to
the
count.
analytics department giving you the metrics.
Hilliard.
Launch angle.
Three and one. I mean, I would imagine over your career, your 5 World Series rings, that there were times where you felt like I got this, and somebody would say to you, try, do this, think about that, and I would imagine you'd have a thought bubble of like, well, no, I'm not going to.
Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Mel Stoudemire was
count.
great.
3-2 to count.
Longtime pitcher for the Yankees and pitching coach for the Yankees. He always waited till the next day or on your side session to tell you, kind of break down what he thought you could have done better or mechanics.
Swung on and missed, strike 3, out number 3.
You're not going to be receptive.
That is the bottom of the 8th.
Down. Padres cruise.
So with that being said, guys, I am taking the active chat poll down with 15 votes. You guys got the Atlanta Braves winning this 73% to San Diego 27%. But unfortunately, it looks like the Padres are going to take this game. Unfortunately, the Braves are down by 8 runs. And doesn't look like they're going to be coming back anytime soon. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that took an active part in the chat poll tonight, guys. Thank you so much with 15 votes. I want to say thank you. Kenneth D, Gene, JT, Tanya, Tommy, Andrew, if I forgot your name. Everybody that took an active part in the chat tonight, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I will bring you the top of the night and the bottom of the night, so that way you guys don't miss the full game stream. So, but thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much. If you're just now tuning in, the Padres lead it 10-2 over the Atlanta Braves. They will take. It looks like they're cruising to this Game 4 win over the Atlanta Braves. It's unfortunate. We were hoping that the Atlanta Braves would get the bad mojo out of their system and take the Game 4. But obviously, San Diego is coming out swinging out early in the game. Nelson Cruz hits a 3-run jack. Han-San Kim goes down fishing and hits a solo jack to left field. And the Padres just out-hit and outscored the Braves tonight. So, but the Braves came back with 2 runs of their own. They didn't get the shutout. So they didn't get shut out tonight. So that's pretty good to see. So here we go.
Carlton Fisk and Barry Bonds. He's looking for his 15th career.
Nelson Cruz comes up for San Diego. Like I said, he's already hit a 3-run jack. He's hit a double, and he's also hit a little blooper to center. The only thing he needs tonight is a triple for the cycle.
Done, and here he is to lead off the 9th inning.
So
it's Danny Young on the mound.
Danny Young, pitcher for Atlanta, swung on, strike 1.
How old were you when you stopped pitching? 40?
What?
You stopped at 40. He's 42.
Yeah, I stopped at 40 because I needed to stop at 40.
In there, strike 2.
He's still getting it done.
To count to,
look, the DH in both leagues just extends careers of great hitters, and he's that. Ouch.
Oh, that hit Nelson Cruz in the foot.
Got him on that back leg.
Or back leg or in the foot area. So that's a hit by pitch.
You're going to get hit. It's a good place to get hit.
Tell his foot that.
Off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Hey, right on the bunion.
Beat me to it.
Right on the bunion of the right foot of Nelson Cruz. So Jake
probably not the way he wanted to end the night. He's been so good, and now a possible double play ball by Cronenworth. It is.
Or a double play.
Albies and Arcia turn it. Guillermo Celis, hey, congratulations, 26th anniversary of his first ESPN baseball broadcast. April 9th, 1997, Yankees and Angels. More than 3,000 games as a storyteller, analyst, and reporter. And as he said earlier, starting my season 27, more than grateful for my home, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations, Memo.
Swung on and missed, strike one.
Say that again. I put the phone down on your cough button.
That's what's going on here.
So you were muted.
I thought it was. That's a good trick. I like that.
I now know how to turn off David Cohn.
So easy.
Downstairs, ball one. They could have
spent some time at the hotel bar with Memo a few nights.
But did not go.
He's a great guy.
Danny Young comes set.
See, I should have hit the cough button.
In there for strike two.
So that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
It's a Ralph Kiner line in there somewhere. Low ball hitter and a high ball drinker.
Young comes set. Outside.
0.82 was the height off the ground of Kim's homer. Of course, Sarah Langs was all over that.
Inside corner, strike three. Got him rung up on strikes. All right, that's what it looked like. Yep, sure was. Strike three. So we go to the bottom of the ninth, guys. Braves down by 8. Padres lead by 8. So Padres lead it 10-2 over the Atlanta Braves. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Braves are down to their last 3 outs for this game. I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of you that's tuned in tonight. You guys know who you are. D, Kenneth, Tanya, Andre, or Andrew, Gene, Tanya, Tommy, Dominic, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, guys. I definitely do appreciate it. And also GB from C Sports, giving him a shout out. Unfortunately, he could not go tonight. So I want to give him a shout out. I'm giving him a shout out tonight. So he's actually in my ear talking to me as a producer in my ear. And he's giving me an earful right now, guys. Like literally an earful. So you guys should be I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you what, he is not, oh my goodness. I'm sorry guys, but I can't unfortunately say what he's saying in my headset, but good Lord. All right, back at it. So hopefully the Braves can get a few more runs in this game, but we'll see what happens here. So thank you for tuning in, guys. So, first pitch swung on by Eli White. Strike one. Second pitch, downstairs, ball one.
And the great John Anderson.
So, Eli White's been hot
pinch
in AAA.
hits. And he checks his swing there.
And checks his swing. And the home plate umpire rings him up on a strike. So, 1-2 to count to Eli White. Swung on and missed.
And Sfito, who
Out
of course has
number one.
never met a game that
So
he
Braves
didn't
are
want
down
to do
to the
research for and
last
get paid
two
for,
outs,
has
guys. Last 2 outs
let us
of the
know
game.
that this one is currently at around 2 hours and 47 minutes. Points out this would
game right
generally
now
have been
is
a much
2 hours and
longer
47
game,
minutes.
no rules. One down in the 9th inning.
So we got Matt Olson.
What about Matt Olson too? In a
Standing in there
contract,
for Atlanta.
he plays every day. You can't get Matt Olson. He's similar to Dansby Swanson that way. You couldn't get him out of the lineup.
You really couldn't. And if you think about
Inside,
the
ball
travel
two.
that
So
he
first
had to
pitch,
endure early in his career
upstairs,
from
ball
Oakland,
one.
when they do
Second
play
pitch, inside,
former
ball
players
two.
from Oakland and that West Coast, they go either to the central or to the east, it becomes a lot easier for them to make that adjustment.
So Crisman comes set.
As far as
Swung on
time
and
zones, as far as
foul,
resting,
foul.
getting off their
Strike
feet,
one.
shorter flights.
So 2-1 to count to Matt Olson.
The great story about Olson and this big deal. Freeman leaves. He comes to Atlanta. He had built a house with his wife that they were basically going to have to call people to go get the mail. And then he signs that big deal and realizes, my goodness, that house we built, we're going to be able to live in it.
Out number 2. So Braves are down to their last and final out.
Second out as Olson grounds out. Don't forget, next Sunday, Rangers and the Astros baseball.
So thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much. Braves are down to their last and final out of the bottom of the 9th. Padres lead 10-2 over the Atlanta Braves.
2 down.
Adrianza comes up to bat for Atlanta. Swung on and missed. Strike one. So
Atlanta had big chances in the 5th inning. They had another one in the 7th inning. They left 10 men on and were 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position.
Outside, ball 1.
And the Padres are going to come in here and take 3 of 4 from Atlanta, which is a great litmus test early in the season. Both teams down a bunch of players. Darno out with a concussion.
Swung on.
Iglesias not available.
Foul. Strike 2. So
Suarez hurt for
down
the San Diego Padres. Tatis coming back.
Out at the bottom of the 9th.
Padres from here go to New York to play the Mets.
Another litmus test for Bob Melvin's team.
Crisman comes set. Swung on and popped
and
up.
a pop-up. Here comes Soto. If it lands in his glove, that'll do it.
Out
and
number
the Padres
3.
take 3 of 4 from Atlanta and do it on Sunday night in decisive fashion, thanks to 6 RBIs from Nelson Cruz.
San Diego
and a couple of hits from Soto. 10-2 the final.
A lot of loud sounds off the bats of the Padres tonight. Seth Lugo looking very much the part of a good starting rotation member.
We said Machado was going to be the epicenter of everything. Went 3 for 5 tonight. Soto and Cruz followed.
Lugo is 2-0 in front of 40,000. It took 2 hours and 50 minutes. Coney had.
Stay tuned for the next stream or the next video. You name it. So, with that being said, guys, we'll talk to you later. Maverick, out. See you guys.